City have got that. We haven't got that. It could be tactics. It could be loss of form. It could be nerves. I do think some of the goals we've conceded has been an element of a panic. I do think isolated to the Bournemouth game, away from the backdrop, we did panic. Like, you could see with the unforced errors. They're going to have to... Listen, at the end of the day, you're still top. Like, what do you want to do with that? Like, it's all out of your favour. You just have to win games and win them fast, because the only thing you could say is if City go and drop points next week and we go and win, it puts things into perspective, but it's out of your hands. Yeah, it's just the momentum's not with us. It's all with them.
CJ, Kwaku, Lee, thank you as always. City 2, Arsenal 1. City 3 behind Arsenal and have got that game in hand. If you're watching on talkSPORT's YouTube channel or on your smart TV, the Final Word show is next. Majestic, Alan Pardew taking your calls on what could be a pivotal day in the title race. 03717 22 33 44.
Am I right in thinking, Simon, Andoni Iraola, in the past, he's someone who's caught your eye? Down at Bournemouth, you've been impressed.
Can't not do, can you? I mean, he's done a remarkable job at times. I mean, predecessors of his did remarkable jobs contextually, but he's elevated it even beyond that. The style of play, the manner in which they put some of the biggest teams into their box. They've had players repeatedly sold from underneath them, and yet still managed to produce a talent pool. They've had players sold at the beginning of the seasons, players at the middle of the seasons, and yet the guy has worked the oracle. He started slightly tentatively, didn't he? Because obviously you saw the Gary O'Neill situation where he got bounced out of Bournemouth and everyone thought that was an injustice. This guy came in, couldn't win a game. Gary went over to Wolves. Wolves beat Bournemouth inevitably in that particular game, and everything was looking like a particularly dark day. But he's been brilliant for Bill Foley. Bournemouth's been brilliant for him because it's given him a passage into the Premier League and shown an opportunity to show his trade.
Yeah.
But he looks to me like a manager that's going in one direction, and that's up. The question will be, how will he go when he manages bigger players in a bigger football club that has bigger expectations than Bournemouth, irrespective of Bill Foley saying that they can afford whoever they choose?
Yeah, well, the direction we know he's going in is the exit door, because he'll leave the football club at the end of this season when his contract expires. Do you think, Danny, he's going to be widely coveted across the Premier League?
There's no reason why not, because he's unapologetically himself in the way Bournemouth play. If you ever watch Bournemouth play, always better to watch them live, and I've had the pleasure of doing that quite a few times. He sets up his team really bravely to go after teams.
Good evening and welcome to the Final Word phone-in with me, Majestic, alongside the experienced Premier League manager, Alan Pardew. The title race has taken another huge twist at the Etihad this evening as Manchester City defeat Arsenal to go within 3 points of them at the top of the table. Now, if City go to Burnley and win on Wednesday, live on talkSPORT, they will be top of the Premier League. And they are now favourites for the title. And Arsenal supporters, where is your head at right now? How are you feeling? 03717 223344. It's the first place on national radio where you can air your views. To get your calls in right now, do not wait. The phone lines are open. It's 03717 223344. Remember, we're also live on YouTube and on your smart TVs, so come and watch us live in our fantastic 17th floor studio here in the News Building in London. We'll be taking your calls on the other Sunday's games as well, but for now, it is all about the title race. So Arsenal fans, City fans, 03717 223344. The phone lines are open. And we're going to get straight to your calls in just a moment's time. Of course, I'm joined by Alan Pardew. So let's just get your quick reaction to that, Pards.
Great game.
Wow, wasn't it?
Great game. I mean, two teams, and, Arteta sets them up today with a much more offensive look about them, going to press high, which made for a great first half.
Yeah.
Very even. Not a lot in it. Took one great goal, one obviously a mistake with Havertz closing down Donnarumma to equalise straight after that great goal. But second half, just sitting, I thought Vieira said on the TV their management of that second half was correct, and I think he's right in saying that. Their management of the game was a little bit better, a little bit calmer, might have come with because of the experience of winning all those leagues, that they got that kind of nous on the pitch. But Arsenal still had fantastic chances, and Havertz should have had a second goal.
Yeah, let's waste no time, Pods, because they're here. They're ready. Let's get Tony, the Arsenal fan. Evening, Tony.
Yeah, hello. I'm just ringing up. I want to sort of have a go of Arteta, really. Is about Eze. Eze was one of our creative players today.
Yeah. Played well.
Yeah, and then he takes him off. What are you doing?
We asked the same question, actually, Tone. I said to Pards, obviously that great shot he had against the post. We asked, does he not fancy him in those moments?
I don't know, but, April is Eze's month. That's the month where he kicks a lot. He took Palace to the cup final and won it for them. This is his time, and I thought he was playing well. I didn't see any problem in his performance. I was surprised at that substitution.
Tony, do you think he's underused Eze this season?
Yeah, and I don't know why he played him on the wing as well. He's definitely a number 10, 100%. He's definitely a number 10, like Tam, I like to call it, centre Tam midfielder. He's quick, but he's not quick to be a winger, like a Martinelli or a Trossard, if you know what I mean. And so I still think he played well, though. So I don't know.
I thought Arsenal played well, Tony, to be honest with you. I thought you played very well.
Yeah, that's the thing. We play well, but as Grant say about the sort of should have been a red card, but I will say about Gabriel Gabriel was very lucky to stay on the pitch
for sure.
And lucky you've got for the next 3 games, because at the end of the day you're still in a title race.
Yeah, that's true. He would have been missed 3 games, wouldn't he? Well, what a decision that was if he'd have made the correct one.
Tony, are you going to win the league?
I really want us to, but we seem to. We were 9 points clear. Now we're 3 points clear. I think they've got Man City got a game in hand.
They're playing Burnley, which is live on talkSPORT on Wednesday evening. For those that want to tune into that, by Thursday morning, Manchester City, depending on goal difference, could be top of the Premier League.
So that's what I mean. I think this was the crucial game. We had to win this one, or draw, to stop them getting any points.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be 50-50, but I do think we're not going to win it this year.
It's a great call. Thank you very much, Tony. Yeah. Arsenal fans, Man City fans, where are you? 03717 223344. My switchboard is alight like a Christmas tree right now, Pards.
I'm not surprised.
Should we go over to a Man City fan?
Yeah, let's have one.
It can only be one.
It's the Jack.
It's the Jackster. How are we, Jackie?
Yes. They did that for me. Thank you so much. I have to go for my big up on Tuesday morning.
Yeah, we remember, Jax. How are you feeling?
That will make me feel so much better. I'm nervous, but I tell you what, after that, I don't care. Just get it done. If I can't watch the Burnley game, if I'm in ICU, so be it. I'll find out on Thursday morning. I'm sure my phone will be like a Christmas tree. Today, the City fans were amazing with me. Thanks to each and every one of you for wishing me good luck. And I hope everything goes well for me. And That's that. I'm just over the blue moon.
Right.
I'm buzzing.
Do you know what?
Tell me to ring back this week, so that's what I've done.
Jax, you know what? You're on the precipice of a domestic treble, but no one was been talking about. Do you think it's actually suited you guys this year, just to go a little bit under the radar for a bit? You know, you brought in Gay and Semenya at January, which have been outstanding signings. They're possibly going to win you the league. I think it's actually done you a bit of a favour to allow, you know, the likes of Cherky to really bed in. And I think that team, the revolution of Manchester City is well underway.
Exactly that, yeah. I mean, Gay today was brilliant, and them 2 saves from Donnarumma, absolutely outstanding. I did have to stand up at the back because obviously a bit of an infection, you just don't know. So the stewards were fantastic, thank you. They let me stand up at the back, and I'm just over the moon. And Semenya, I love him. I love them all. I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to get the domestic treble again. And it's Anton's birthday on the last game of the season. He brings me my best friend. And we're going to win it for Anton, and we're going to win it for me, guys. I'm telling you, Arsenal fans, that is it. Never mind North London forever. It's blue moon for the Jackster. Thank you, guys.
Jax,
I love you all.
hopefully we'll speak to you after the Burnley game, and who knows, you might be top of the Premier League table.
Come on to us next week.
Listen, I don't think I'll be able to get on for about 2 weeks. I'll see what happens.
I'm sure you'll message us, Jax, and let us know you got on.
I'll drop you a message, Madge, and I'll tell you how I got on with the op.
Thank you, Jax.
Thanks for everybody who supported me. Thank you very, very much.
Good luck, darling.
Thank you, Madge. Love
See you luck, Jack.
Right, let's go straight to Reese. As an Arsenal fan, he joins us on the final word to have his say. How are we, Reese?
I am Madge. Pardew. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're very, very, very welcome. And you're in a safe space, mate, because even as a Spurs fan, I've got worse worries than you have, mate, trust me. So there's no throwing the stones in this glass house. No. So tell me how you're feeling.
Well, I was just saying to your handler there that, strangely, I actually feel more optimistic now of us winning the league than if we'd have got a draw out of that match. If we'd have got the win, great. But if we'd have nicked a draw, then it'd have only been 3 points that we'd have had in it. And we'd have just reverted back to our negative, cagey football, trying to grind out the 1-0 wins, and we'd have got found out because we're far too nervous for that brand of football. Whereas now, the situation stands that we have to not only go and win, but we have to go and win by goals, because we know that City are going to do that. We know that they're going to go out and score 2, 3, 4 goals. So I think, and this isn't by design, I think that he's going to have to bring in a different brand of football. We're going to actually start playing attacking football, which we haven't done all season. And I'm not going to say that, okay, we'll win the league and we'll outscore Man City, but I just feel like our chances have gone up versus if we'd have just nicked the draw at the end there.
I think one thing I'll say, Reece, Arteta set them up today in perfect scenario. I thought the game plan was great. They went after them. They showed a little bit more courage in offensive areas. Yeah. And as you say, if they take that on, if they take that philosophy on to the end, then they're going to have a chance. This title is not over. You've got really tricky games.
Could it be too little, too late?
Possibly. Possibly. You know, if he doesn't make it, if Mikel Arteta does not get this team over the line with the lead that he had, it's going to come back on him, and the players. So it's going to be a big blow. They've still got, in my opinion, a great chance of winning it, though.
Absolutely.
So let's just let that lie for a second. But, fair play today. At least he listens to the criticism and he set his team up to have a proper go at Manchester City. And unfortunately, without taking the chances that come their way, they fell short.
Absolutely. Great call. Thank you very much, Reece. Now, the phone lines are open. The number is 03717 223344. You can send us your WhatsApps on that same number as well. Lots of comments and messages coming in about the Gabriel yellow card that possibly should have been a red.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about that as well. Hopefully get a referee's opinion on that, because
Don't need a referee's opinion on that.
Don't need it?
No.
Straight red, innit?
It's a red. And, it'd be interesting to see what VAR say, because obviously they've looked at it again after he gives him a yellow. And if they perceived it to be a red, they could have overturned it, right? The yellow card. But they didn't.
Well, the inconsistencies with VAR go on, because I tell you what, if that's Romero headbutting someone and doing that, he's off.
Yeah.
100%. 03717 223344. Arsenal fans, where's your heads at right now? I've got a few friends and colleagues in this building right now. I'll tell you their heads are gone. So let me know how you're feeling right now. Give us a call. It's the final word with Imagine Parts.
The debate goes on, the hair-pulling debate goes on, because Manchester United, we now learn, plan to appeal against the red card given to Lisandro Martinez for pulling the hair of Leeds United striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Here's the thing, for the dismissal to be overturned, United have got to successfully argue to the FA that Paul Tierney made an error in sending Martinez off. Going to get Danny's take on this, because this isn't going to finish yet, not anytime soon. Michael Carrick said this about the sending off and the incident.
Shocking decision to send Leach off. It's 2 games in a row we've had decisions like that go against us, but that one I have to say was one of the worst I've seen. So you can elbow Lenny Yoro for the first goal in the side of the head, leaning arm obviously, and then you can throw your arm in Leach's face, and then as he's off balance because of that, and he half grappler and he kind of half touches the back of his ear, which then pulls the bobble out, which then leads to look like I don't even know what it looks like. It's not a pull, it's not a tug, it's not aggressive. He touches it and he gets sent off, and worst of all, he was actually sent to overturn it, clearing up.
A very apt tune indeed. There are panics in the streets of North London as one of us think we're going down and the other one's worried about not winning the league.
After a massive lead.
Yeah, I know which problem I'd rather have.
Yeah.
Loads of messages coming in. Dill says, what's Romero got to do with the Gabriel incident? For years it was the same with Xhaka. No one ever mentioned that. It's a red card all day long. If you're going by the book, but at the end of the day, it could be a title decider game, and that's why the ref has let it go. And fair play to Haaland for not making a massive deal out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
There is 100% that, but at the end of the day, if Haaland was being an absolute house, yeah, and he can be.
What does that mean?
Ish house. I'm not going to say the word on air.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, then he probably could have thought, hang on, I can get this guy 3-match ban in a title race.
They've been at each other the whole game in an actual really physical, powerful way. Both so balanced footballers. That was intriguing to watch. Long balls from the goalies, they're fighting each other, balls coming in the box, and of course Haaland holds him off for the goal, which was like, if you just watch that moment, the power of the two players was immense.
Yeah, two beasts.
Yeah, exactly. So, but fair play to him. He didn't make a meal of it, and it helped his cause, Gabriel, because I think he would have gone if he'd have sort of clutched his face.
03717 223344. That's 03717 223344 is the number to call us. And Carl, the Arsenal fan, has done exactly that. How are we, Carl?
How are you, lads? How's it going?
Yeah, do you know what? From a neutral point of view, that was a great game to watch on a Sunday afternoon. 2 very good sides. I thought Arsenal played actually very well today. And
yeah,
as one of your fans mentioned, the fact that, you played a bit more expansively today, I'm sure you probably wish you'd done that a few other games.
Do you know what? I'd have to agree with you. I feel like when they played City in the Cup final, I think all Arsenal fans complain of other teams using the low block. And I think we set up to do a low block. But at least he's kind of let the shackles off today, Arteta. But still, they played 2 holding midfielders. And I feel like Odegaard could literally drop back in that defensive midfield role and kind of allow Rice and Eze, express himself and go forward. I don't think the Eze substitution was any good. I thought he was very creative in front of goal today. And if you want to nick a goal back, I don't know why he's taking him off at all.
Agreed.
But the question I want to ask really is, and to most Arsenal fans, if Arsenal walk away this season with no silverware, where do you see Arteta?
Well, that's an interesting question. I think even Arteta will know he's under massive pressure if he doesn't get something over the line. I mean, when you look at it now, you'd have to say the Champions League, Atletico Madrid, right? You got 2 games against a really, really tough opposition.
Very well organised.
Right? They got Fulham at home after the first leg, but then they got West Ham away on the second leg, which is I think is a 5 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday night. It might be Sunday, I can't remember, but that is a really tough game. And the edge of where he's at is so difficult to actually win the Champions League, of course, and also win the Premier League. And Manchester City now put under massive pressure. And it's interesting to see what Arsenal will turn up next week, whether they're going to be really going for it because the pressure's off a little bit in terms of they're not leading. They got to chase. Obviously, if
Manchester City do the job against Burnley on Wednesday.
Yeah. So it might be a psychological change for them. But as you say, I agree in that the setup of Arsenal was so much better today, and I think all Arsenal fans everywhere have been waiting for this. We wanted it, wanted it 2 or 3 weeks ago to go on, to really have a go at a team, really open it up, let your forwards stay on the pitch a little bit.
Look at the players that they've got. Even I say it, they've got such good forward players.
Yeah.
They don't utilise them. Carl, I would actually probably saying might sound surprising. I know I'm not even saying it like on a sort of ironic one. Stick with Arteta. I think even if he doesn't win, I think it's look how far Arsenal have come along in the last 5-6 seasons.
I agree with that, but the problem, and this is one of the reasons why a majority of people have always supported Arsenal, is because they've had free-flowing football.
Yes.
Really exciting football.
And you know what, Carl? You had that under him. When you had Emil Smith-Rowe and the young lads, and it was a bit more sort of Arsenal wasn't expected. You played the best football in the league a couple of seasons ago. I think he needs to go back to that.
We need to go back to that, and he just needs to put the handbrake off, because I feel like he does set up very defensive in some cases, and I feel like that kind of puts us on the back foot. And I really believe with the players that we have at Arsenal Football Club, I think if he allows them to express themselves, you would see them go on and win some of these games that are quite tight, or the draw or the lose.
Can I just come in? There's one thing that I have a slight issue with him about, and it's not that I think he's defensive. I think he's over analytical.
Yes.
I think he concentrates a little bit too much on how the opposition are going to affect the game, rather than his team affecting the opposition.
But the one thing I will say, and imagine this, I'm sticking up for Arsenal and Arteta on a Sunday night, and I'm a Spurs fan.
Well done, Madge.
That's why Matt Lucas will be magnanimous, because I am very fair, right? And I think that with...
He's a comedian.
I think with Arteta, it's kind of, he's damned if he does, he's damned if he doesn't. When they were playing a bit more free-flowing, and, when they played against the cities, etc., and went to try to go toe-to-toe with them, people would say, you should shut up shop. What are you doing? Get it over the line. He's now gone the extreme.
Yeah, but I don't think they've been saying that.
No, there was.
Arsenal team
No,
for the last 4 months.
No, the last 4 months, but 3 years ago they were saying it.
Yeah, okay.
And I think he's developed that now. He's become less emotional.
It looked like he'd found the formula, let's be honest. Everybody was saying, he's got the formula, set plays, long throws, not taking too much risks, very strong defensively, the whole team, not just the back four, which are brilliant. And now, unfortunately, that formula looks like it might be coming undone.
Running out of steam. Let's go to Simon, who's an Arsenal fan. Evening, Simon.
Good evening, gentlemen.
How you feeling,
love
mate?
Love the show.
Thank
love talkSPORT. I listen to it consistently. Let me tell you, rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Honestly, I cannot believe we have not gone at them and taken it to them. We sat back. We just let them come on us, and we took it. Absolute rubbish.
Well, you're talking about the second half, Simon, or the whole game?
The whole game, we weren't at it. I would want my players. I want them out there. I want them under. I want you to run for 120 minutes. No, none of them. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. We're giving it to them. City have got the title. They've got it. That's theirs.
Well, I think that's a bit harsh, Simon. You are a harsh critic of that team. I think they've had a go today, more than a go.
No, I don't think they have. I don't think they showed any fight whatsoever.
No, I think they did a bit, but I think they could have probably shown a little bit more.
A little bit more what did they need to show?
As Simon's saying, like going at Manchester City. There were spells where they were double, with the defence in the midfield, coming back in double.
You're Man City away match. You know, and you're up against Turkey and
Spurs are likely to go down.
The opposition have something to say. It's not you can't just go, we should have had a go at them. You know, the opposition you got to give them credit and for their power. The difference between the two teams today, in my opinion, was the offensive line of Man City was just a little bit more productive. And it looked a little bit more hurtful in those final moments.
Got a good message here from Jake. He said, guys, Arsenal aren't going anywhere. Arteta is staying, whether we win a trophy or not. This could still be a historic season. Remember, this is still Arteta's first ever job, and look where he's taking us. Players also signing new contracts, new signings to come in, American owners continuing to back us. The future is bright.
That Jake said that?
Yeah.
Well done,
and he
Jake.
said, by the way, Champions League, we pumped Atletico in the early stages. Easy.
But it'll be different this time.
It's not the same.
It won't be easy this time.
It definitely isn't.
No.
Let's go to Gordon and John. We got Gordon and John together. How are we, guys?
Yeah, hi. Hello, mate. Hello. A few things. Interesting. It's John, by the way. Hello. Interesting opinion from that guy there. I'm coming away feeling as good as I've come away from a game for quite a while. I thought we were excellent. I think City perhaps just about deserved it. Fine margins. There's a shot that hits the inside of the post. If it goes in, we probably get at least a point. I thought we were superb. Odegaard coming back helps us with the ball movement through the thirds. We have, without making an excuse, by the way, but it's a fact, we have suffered this year with our forward line not being fit for any period, really. And even when they're on the pitch, not fully fit. When you think that Odegaard, Saka, White was that triangle that did so much for us over the last 2 or 3 years, we haven't had it at any point. So it's far from over. The only other thing I would like to add, and listen, I'm not generalising all City supporters, but I'm at an age where I like a little bit of interaction with fans, and normally you get that. The ones we've come across today, you couldn't have any interaction with, and I'm talking friendly banter kind of thing. And then as we sat in the car park, Arsenal supporter comes up to us with a great big gash under his eye. I'd like City supporters just to be a little bit better at winning. And I'm generalising, it's not all of them obviously, but there's a percentage that like giving it large, but not in the right way. But as far as Arsenal goes, guys, if anyone wants to go back 6 years when Mikel turned up, I know where I'd like to be.
Yeah.
We are in the semi-finals of the Champions League, still top of the league. We've got a slightly easier run in. If we play like that, get Timber back, get Saka back, fit and firing, it is all to play for. It's going to be tough against Atletico. They're going to rest 10. We're going to be going there having played games.
Yeah,
but
that's the other option.
If we play like that, we can do it, fellas. And whether we do or not, Mikel is the man for me at this point.
I genuinely think that, listening to you, and I think that's a very good roundup that you've done there of the whole situation. I think Saka is so important to you. I don't know where he is in this fitness comeback.
Not looking good.
He's not looking good. Well, that's a shame because I felt that just that little bit of extra quality that he gives Arsenal is so important on our running.
Saka is one of those players in the Arsenal starting 11 that are close to, if not world class.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that as a Spurs fan.
Yeah.
Saka, firing Saka, we need for the World Cup as well.
Correct.
England do. So 03717223344 is the number. Don't forget Manchester City's next Premier League game against Burnley will be live on talkSPORT this Wednesday evening. Win and they'll be top of the table. But for now, keep your calls coming in on 03717223344. You listen to the final word on talkSPORT with who, Pards? Sky Vegas.
Sky Vegas.
All your favourite games, all in one place. 18 plus. Gamblerware.org.
Maguire in a bit of trouble, or his mouth has got him in a bit of trouble, Simon. The Manchester United defender, of course, now hit with a one-game suspension. He misses the match for United at Chelsea on Saturday. The FA ruled that he swore at the fourth official, Matt Donoghue, following his sending off at Bournemouth last month. Maguire missed Monday's defeat to Leeds, serving the suspension for that red card, but he'll now be banned for an additional game. Now, on the language that was used, the FA's written reasons confirmed that the fourth official, Donoghue, claimed Maguire shouted as he left the field, "You're a joke. You're all an effing joke." Maguire insists he didn't insult the fourth official, instead claiming he said something along the lines of, "It's an effing joke." The independent commission sided with the fourth official. They actually asked for a 2-match ban, but in mitigation, which included Maguire's character, it meant they settled on 1. What's worse, Simon?
Or did they get a character reference from the people in Mykonos?
What is worse? Questioning the integrity of an official or swearing at them?
Context, isn't it? I mean, robust language is used. It's the manner in which it's used. We're all grown-ups, and this language that we see and hear, which some people are wallflowers about, is traded amongst referees and players at certain times because you want that kind of dynamic. You don't want it to turn into disrespect, into aggression. And some would say, how can you use that language without being aggressive? Well, you can.
Yeah.
You can use it contextually. But there's also this balance in my mind's eye, which I always want, which is the respecting of all of the officials.
The Six Nations, where giants do battle and legends are made. Epic sports which demands an epic voiceover every time. And actually has an interesting story as well. It all started back in 1871 when Scotland beat England in the very first international rugby match. The other home nations were a bit jealous, wanted in on the action, and after England played Wales in 1882, they all decided to hold an annual festival of international rugby, or the Home International Championship, which kicked off a year after. Now, the first decade was dominated by England and Scotland until Wales finally won in 1893 and Ireland a year later. After years of dipping in and out of the championship, France was invited to join full-time in 1910. But because France isn't a home nation, they had to give it a rebrand and settle on the Five Nations. But France were actually kicked out of the tournament in 1931. They were accused of paying players when rugby was still strictly an amateur sport. They had to wait years to be let back in, but after World War II, the Five Nations resumed. Didn't always run smoothly though, like in 1973 when all 5 teams won 2 matches and lost 2 matches. Now, because they didn't do points difference at the time, they just decided that everyone was the champion. It's like trying to keep kids happy, you know, the whole "you're all winners." In the years following, other teams in Europe started to get better at rugby and actually got to a stage where they were regularly beating teams in the Five Nations. In 1997, Italy beat Scotland, France and Ireland home and away. So 2 years later, the Five Nations invited Italy in, creating the Six Nations as we know it. In recent years, there have been calls to expand the tournament further to other European teams. Georgia and Portugal have been prime candidates to join of late. It's also been suggested there could be 2 tiers with promotion and relegation to promote growth of the sport in Europe. But the existing nations are a bit reluctant. So for now, it looks like the Six Nations, or Six Nations, or Sei Nazioni, is here to stay.
Very good evening to you. Welcome to the Final Word phone-in with me, Majestic, alongside the former Crystal Palace and Newcastle manager, Alan Pardew. We saw a breathless game at the Etihad this evening where a Cherky won the goal and Erling Haaland secured the points against Arsenal in a titanic title contest, it says here. A City win on Wednesday against Burnley. They'll be top and Arsenal will be then chasing the title. Arsenal have been top since match day 6. Wow. It was a huge game. We want to hear from you and your views right now. It's 03 717 22 3344 to have your views to the nation and the world's greatest sports station. Let's talk sport. Well, Pards, before we go back to the phone lines on that number, 03717 223344, I just want to talk about strikers. Because today we saw a striker in Haaland win the game for his team. Crucial 3 points.
Been an outstanding, powerful performance.
Powerful performance. A battle with the beast at the back with Gabriel. Yep. And just talk about Arsenal's striker that they bought in the summer, Gyökeres, because, you know, he got brought in to be their striker. He was always, if Arsenal buy a striker, they win the league, was always the talk. This, for me, today was a title deciding game almost. Could be.
You would expect that player to be playing.
Why is he not playing? And what's the difference between Gyökeres and Haaland?
Oh, well, there's a big difference between the two, if I'm honest, in terms of quality and all-round ability. Haaland's numbers just prove that. There's no doubt about that.
But to get numbers, you've got to play.
Yeah, but Gyökeres has had a kind of season where he's been hit and miss, hasn't he? And I think today he's assumed that Havertz would be the better number. Now, Havertz has got a great, he scored a Champions League winning in the final. He's a great player. He links the play better. Maybe that was one reason. He could have had 2 goals today, by the way, because he's closed down the goalkeeper and obviously gifted a goal. And then the header, wow, he must score that. I mean, I actually think Gyökeres would have scored that, actually. He's good in the air. I don't think there's a lot between them. But obviously, you would expect, if we go back to the point that you said earlier about bring in a striker and they'll win the league, and then on the big day, he goes with the striker that you would assume would be number 2. I understand your point.
Gyökeres obviously came on, but a game like that, you want to let a striker feel their way into the game, didn't you? It's quite difficult coming on.
I think it'd be a blow to him, personally, that he didn't start the game. They obviously got some massive games coming up. It'd be interesting to see where they go. What is this, 2-3 defeats on the trot domestically? I know they won in the Champions League. Yeah. So they're on a tricky run. I thought their confidence was good. I didn't think it was like Man City's where they're full blown confidence. I thought the offensive players chipped it off a couple of times when they could have taken people on. That's always a sure sign that confidence isn't right at the top. I don't know. I think it's a tough call, and I think if you actually asked 20,000 Arsenal fans which striker should have played today, they'd have probably been right in the middle of Havertz and you know what I mean, 10,000 each.
Well, let's go and ask an Arsenal fan.
Yeah,
let's go ask Jack, the Arsenal fan, who joins us on the show. How are we, Jack?
Hi, mate. You all right?
Would you have started Gyökeres today?
To be fair, yeah, I would have. I think it would have, because that's why we signed him, wasn't it? That's why we put that money, that investment into him, was because of those days that's when you need him to tip up and have that game of his life. And he has been all right this season. He's had some really good moments, but it's not been enough. You look at Haaland and he is so clinical and he's ruthless, and he hasn't quite got that, and he's still a little bit raw. And it's a shame, really, because we've had such a good investment in the squad depth, but when we really need it, it's not really working out, is it?
Yeah, and Gyökeres falls into a category of a lot of strikers who got signed in the Premier League this year have fallen short a little bit. The ones that have done well, Pedro at Chelsea, Cunha at Manchester United, were all players that have performed and done it in the Premier League already. And we kept saying that, Madge, didn't we, about signing players who are Premier League proven.
Yeah,
it's a massive difference to come from Sporting Lisbon to this league and deliver for 38 games for sure.
You're always going to take a gamble when you sign a striker from abroad. You're always going to do it, and best case scenario is it works out and you get a good 20, 30 goals out of them. But I think in the summer, I was really excited, to be fair, when we're looking at getting him. I was really excited, but. I think players like Mbeumo and stuff like that, really hard workers. And I think we certainly needed a player like that who you can just run absolutely ragged for 90 minutes and he can get a goal and he can cause issues. And I think our play's changed, I think 2 years ago, that first season, Declan Rice's first season, we played unbelievable football. I felt we played really well. But this season, I felt like even though we've been grinding games out, we've lost our sort of play style, I think, because sometimes I think that's not enough. And I think when it really matters, we haven't been managed to do it. And it's been really good getting the results, which we weren't able to do the last couple of years, like the Fulham away games and stuff like that. But I don't think we've not made it look easy. And I think that's eventually, I think that will catch up on the team. And it's such a shame because it's been such an exciting season seeing us be at the top. And
Well, it's not over yet. I mean, it's just a disappointing day today. How did you think they played today? I thought the team was good today.
I thought they showed a lot of fight, and I was really happy to see that. And it was much better than the Carabao Cup. It really was. It was night and day. I felt we played with a lot more confidence and stuff. And
you can lose a game, right, and go away from it looking at the positives. Because for me, there was a lot of positives from Arsenal. But if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be frustrated that they didn't play like that in a few other games.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
that's
to get the job done.
Yeah. I think most Arsenal fans will tell you that this last run of 8-10 games, they've really looked like a team that's leaning on their set plays more so than ever.
Yeah, and it's annoying when the fans are getting so excited about a corner and stuff like that. It's just like, we should be getting excited about, whipping balls about and
going through the lines and
which again you can do. It's not like you can't do it. I think that's probably the frustrating thing. Thank you very much, Jack. Jack's the Arsenal fan there. Sounds a little deflated. Let's go to Ian, who's a Man City fan. He was at the game today. I'm sure he's not deflated. How are you, Ian?
I'm absolutely over the moon.
Over the blue moon?
Over the blue moon. You've got it in one, mate.
Mate, a almost classic City performance today. A bit of tenacity and skill that's world-class from Turkey. And then the big man, Haaland, always delivers for you on the big stages.
Well, most times, yeah. Most times, yeah. But
you're spoilt when you're saying it's most times.
No sour grapes whatsoever, but Arsenal got exactly what they deserve. Because I'll tell you for why. And it's not just Arsenal, but they're the worst for I can see. They wrestle when they come to corners and set pieces, which your fellow commentator just there mentioned. They want set pieces because they just push the goalkeeper over. I blame the standard of refereeing because the referees don't do anything about it. But Arsenal have used every trick in the book. Haaland got dragged down that many times today, and then what did he do? He got somebody notching him in the head. Well, that's a straight red for as far as I'm concerned for violent conduct. But Taylor bottled it. And, it's wrong. Absolutely terribly wrong. But, we got there in the end because of resilience.
And a little bit of quality, Ian. I mean, let's be honest, there's some great players out there today. Rodri was great. Silva was great. What about Silva's defending at 2-1 from the corner when he's had to sprint back and rescue the situation?
Absolutely. And I think at the end of the day, number one, we've been there before and we know what to do.
That's massive, by the way.
Number two, I think we wanted it more. I really do. And, I heard both of you talking about tactics. And, Pep's the maestro.
Absolutely.
And the apprentice, Arteta was his apprentice, but, he's still second best for me because, I don't know, Pep's the man. And I'm sad to say he probably won't be here next season. I've just got that feeling. But, at the end of the day, he knows what to do and when to do it. And
I agree with that.
That was the difference, really.
He might be leaving with a domestic treble. He might be.
Well, that's possible.
Yeah.
And there's part of me says, I hope he doesn't. I hope we don't get a domestic treble.
No.
I want it, don't get me wrong. But if we can get that, he'll go out on a high.
Absolutely. I think you're right there. Thank you very much, Ian, Manchester City fan who's at the game today after Manchester City beat Arsenal 2-1 in a massive game in the Premier League that could decide the title, realistically, Paul.
I actually thought it was a great advertisement, just coming away from the result and everything else. was a great advertisement for the Premier League today. That was real quality today. And we keep saying that we're lacking kind of individual quality players in the Premier League. Yet Haaland and Shirky, you'd have to say, definitely world-class offensive players. And they showed up today.
To be fair,
Doku as well, who was brilliant on the left.
Over this weekend, when things are really heating up and points are needed, we have seen some quality come around. I thought Man United's goal yesterday was quality. I thought Matoma's goal for Brighton.
Yeah.
Then you see Xavi Simons' goal for Spurs was unreal.
Yeah, great
see some other bits and a piece over the weekend. It's been a really good weekend.
Yeah, for individual talent.
Football-wise.
Yeah, exactly.
03717 223344.
You didn't forget that hat-trick by our friend.
I meant to say Morgan White as well. Another absolute class player. Tomorrow, Arsenal Invincible Mike Keane joins White and Jordan from 10 a.m. Do not miss that. That is likely to be clipped up. All of you. Push for calls on 03717 223344. There we go. There he is. The anchor man himself. You listen to the final one on talkSPORT with Sky Vegas. All your favourite games, all in one place. 18 plus, gamblingaware.org. And we are pushing for your calls on a Sunday night. Give us a call, 03717 223344.
I'm enjoying Britain's Got Talent. Are you more into? You've not hit your golden buzzer yet, have you?
No, I have. I hit it for Rafferty. Yeah, I hit it for Rafferty, 16-year-old boy who gelled music and magic together. It was really sick.
And like the last one, I watched one last night. I thought it was recording. The choir at the end were very good. The kids from Wales.
Yeah,
very good.
We did the whole 6-7 thing. Do you even understand what that is?
But you also you get some numpties on there as well.
Oh,
don't
you do. But
what about the guy with the Scotch egg? He wants sectioned.
KSI, I've got. Before I let you go, you're talking about 16-year-old magician Max Dowman. What about your team? Have you got a little bit of panic on the Arsenal? No.
Sunday night here on talkSPORT with me, Majestic, alongside the experienced Premier League manager Alan Pardew. You know, Pops?
Yeah, what's that in the background?
It's like just one of our musical beds we have on here.
Oh.
But it sounds very like in tune with it being Coachella this weekend and last weekend. You seen Coachella?
Well, I know it's a big concert in America.
Yeah.
Where all the big hitters turn up. No Taylor Swift, though, this year.
I've got to say, I don't know, Sabrina Carpenter's been doing it, I think. Do you like Sabrina Carpenter?
I wouldn't say she's top of my tree, but I do like her. I see the car. She did the 1950s car thing, didn't she?
Well, she brought Madonna out to do Vogue quickly, which...
Did that work?
It kind of is. Madonna, isn't it? Coming out, but I got to say, Sabrina Carpenter, she had all the bells, the whistles, everything. And she is a very beautiful looking young lady. And, you know, she's good.
Are you going to criticise her, aren't you? I can see you setting her up. Yeah. It's like a sandwich effect.
Mate,
like psychologically, you're going to destroy her now.
We have terrible pop stars in 2026.
Is she a poor singer then?
No, she's a poor singer. She's just so boring.
Oh, I see.
So bland.
Right. Bit of edge.
It's like going into Nando's and saying, can I have no spices, please?
Not like our Ray.
No, Ray's got a bit.
Come on, Ray.
Ray's got a bit. South London, innit?
Nah, proper.
I'm talking about, you go back to even Lady Gaga. Like Lady Gaga's got a bit of something about her.
Yeah, I love Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
And I love her movie career. She's been brilliant in all her movies.
Yeah, she's very good.
Apart from Ferrari.
Yeah, it wasn't great on that.
Poor child.
We have got lots of Arsenal fans that are trying to get through to us on 03717
They need a Ferrari.
3344. They've got a Ferrari, but they've been driving it like a Skoda.
Good line, Madge.
You like that, didn't you?
Yeah, I like that. It's very good.
They have got a
That's
Ferrari.
why you're at top of your tree.
Let's go over to Chris, who's an Arsenal fan. He joins us on the final word. Good evening, Chris.
You all right, mate? How you doing?
Yeah, not so bad. How are you feeling after that? What's your take on that game?
It's probably the best Arsenal have played in a while, which isn't saying much, but I was a bit confused by their celebrations at the end. When Arsenal celebrate, everyone comes at us and it's like, oh, have you won a league or something? But now they're doing it. I've not heard one thing about it.
Yeah, well, Chris, I take your point there. I was looking around that at the end of the game thinking the same myself. Enjoying that a little bit too much. Haaland was doing the 4 impression, wasn't he? Going around with his hair down and his shirt off and all that. I don't think Pep would have been too happy, actually, with that kind of reaction when he got him back.
Do you think the difference is that Manchester City are serial winners and they've done it before? So now that they can smell, the proverbial blood.
I still think they...
I do think that, I did think before this game, if City win, then they are going to go on and win the league. I know they've still got to win their game in hand and stuff, but yeah, I can't see past them now. But I also hear people going on about the Gabriel red card, which I thought myself, like, he's going to get sent off. But then Havertz got taken down by the last defender, and it was another one. If there was another covering defender, it's a foul. But because if it is a foul, it's a red card, and big games you can't be giving away soft red cards like that.
Chris, can I ask you a question, mate? Right.
Yep.
Now, Arsenal played better today, didn't they?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. What have they lent on all year in terms of getting goals this year? What's been their main source?
Was it 25% of their goals have been set piece, haven't they, or something?
Correct. Do you know how many goals they've got in the last 11 games? Set plays, 0. Zero goals.
It's been a while. I hear people saying, "Oh, Arsenal haven't scored unless they score from a corner," but I've not seen them score from a set piece in a while.
It's 0 goals, set piece goals in the last 11 games, and sometimes
where it's like, "Come on, score a set piece. We need it."
Yeah,
and
but
it's a bit embarrassing when we're having to rely on that.
No, yeah, exactly. But my point being that teams sometimes work you out a little bit.
And also, the point is,
the defensive side of all the teams have got a handle on Arsenal a little bit. Yeah,
they'll be watching all of the videos.
Although he still could have scored Gabriel today, couldn't he? Had a free header at the back post.
What we'll say is, Arsenal don't have to rely on that. You saw with Eze when he hit the inside of the post.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the frustration must come from.
But when you look at this run and then you look at that stat, right, 0 set play goals in the last 11 games. Plus the little run that they've been on and the way they've been playing adds up then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It adds up to the points total that they've got, which isn't probably what they wanted.
Great call, Chris. Let's go to Macaulay, who's an Arsenal fan. He joins us on the show. Good evening, mate.
Evening, Pards. Evening, lads.
How are you, pal?
I'm very disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I've got fans coming on, getting the point across, saying that we played well, but it's not good enough.
Because you did play well in stages, I thought, Macaulay. Is it just as simple as this? Are Man City just better than you?
Man City are a better team. I don't think our team is good enough to win the Premier League anyway, but we've been in a position that we shouldn't have threw away.
Yeah.
And I think, although we can say Arsenal played well, why does he change to suddenly super attacking? Like, if this had been 4 or 5 weeks ago, it would have went there for the draw. Then today he goes for the win. Everyone's like, oh, brilliant. We played brilliant. But at the end of the day, we got beat.
No, that unfortunately, for a football manager, sometimes is the way it happens. You know, you set up the team where you think, okay, well, the fans will enjoy this. Here we go. Yeah, that'll put that all to bed, by the way. But we're going to still have to win or get something out of the game. And unfortunately, he didn't. But I genuinely felt that the setup was better today. I felt the attitude and the work rate was exceptional from Arsenal. I don't think there was you can't put any doubt about that. But unfortunately, in the key moments in the game, the great save at 1-1 from Donnarumma, the hit the post from Eze, the other chance from Gabriel, You know, it could have easily swung your way and you got the draw, or I don't think you'd have got a win out of it, but I think you could have easily got the draw. And I think that Man City just did enough, probably.
Yeah, but as a manager perspective, going for the result and trying to win the game, would you not introduce Max Dowman at any point in the game?
You mentioned him, Pards, didn't you?
Yeah.
You said the lads on the bench. And do you know what he said, Macaulay? He said, when you've got young lads like this is when you unleash them because they've got no fear. So you bring them into a game like this. They're fearless. They're not even thinking about the situation.
Yeah.
They're thinking about expressing themselves on a big stage.
Yeah, when we won against Manchester City at Newcastle, we had such an injury kind of issues. It wasn't something that I'd come up with a great game plan. We literally had to play the kids, and we won 1-0. And the best player was an 18-year-old. And it just goes to show you that sometimes, particularly when you go to the big clubs, and the big games, the young players can really come through for you. And I would like to have seen him today in some capacity.
Yeah, you don't win things with kids.
And there's another thing about him, of course, which they don't naturally have. Martinelli a little bit. He just goes at people at full pace and just drops the shoulder and he's got
down. Yeah. He's a great player.
Incredible talent.
Yeah, brilliant call, Macaulay. Thank you very, very much. Lots of Arsenal fans getting involved. Where's Miss City fans?
Well, they're celebrating, aren't they? They're blue mooning. They're down the pub.
Well, no, because I got Andy in Manchester moaning.
Oh, we got one? Oh, good.
Andy's moaning, mate.
Oh.
He's moaning to me. He said, Match, it's really funny. FM London, not much talk about City. Arsenal, is that because Arsenal got beat? Probably. Andy in Manchester. Andy, call us. 03 717 223344. One of the questions here from Matt is, if Arsenal comes second again, Arteta, does he get the sack? It's a question I'm going to throw out there to the Arsenal fans. If you do not win this league this year, and you got to remember, it's a league again where Liverpool have
the Champions League. Doesn't win the league, wins the Champions League.
Another good point. But it's a year where Liverpool have been off the boil. They started off well, we thought, hang about.
Chelsea are miles away. Man
City are having a resurgence. Man United having a resurgence now.
Yeah, a little surge.
But there's only been, realistically, Villa at one point was in the title race. But it's realistically been Arsenal and City all year.
Mm.
Could this be one of the best opportunities for Arsenal to win the league?
I don't think there's a doubt about that. But as to say that he's not lost it yet.
Oh, Pard says the.
I'm still looking at the games. Look at the game. I've only got 2 definite wins for Arsenal. One is Fulham at home, right, and the other is Burnley at home. They're the 2 definites. But I've only got 2 for Man City. Burnley at home. Sorry, Burnley fans. And I think they'll beat Brentford at home, right? Which means that they've all got 4 games of real jeopardy. If you don't think they're jeopardy, you should think of the others. Crystal Palace away, Arsenal have got. West Ham away. Newcastle at home next game.
Oof.
And Man City go to Everton. They go to Bournemouth. So it's still lots to play for.
All to play for. Keep your calls coming in 03 717 223344. We'll hear from you and Mikel Arteta next on the Final Word on talkSPORT.
When PSG decided to go and score, they went and scored 2 goals. And I look at Frimpong, that's a signing that hasn't worked. He's not good defensively, and he's not good going forward.
It's amazing, isn't it, the downgrade of the 2 full-back areas after last year.
Yeah, I'd still back Kyrgios to come good. I saw enough at Bournemouth to suggest there's a player in there, and I'm surprised with his personality how much he seems to have struggled with the weight of that Liverpool shirt. But then it's been a season of struggle for his more established teammates as well. It's a huge summer, isn't it? We reported yesterday that Richard Hughes, the sporting director, is going to stay despite interest from Al Hilal over in Saudi Arabia. But they need a lot of players, and I'm just seeing there, Joe Gomez is injured again. You can't rely on him to stay fit. Do they move on from Alexis McAllister, who's in the last 2 years of his contracts. Curtis Jones, I think, was keen to move to Inter Milan in January. Does that rear its head again? What do they do to replace Mo Salah and Andy Robertson? These are big decisions that
Ekitike out now
make.
for probably 9 to 12 months.
Yeah, and when is he going to be fit for next season?
Exactly. And Isak, has had injury problems, hasn't he, during his career, especially at Newcastle. So you can't rely on him. Exactly.
Dreadful. Adam Wharton, a name mentioned to me this morning. We know there's a lot of interest in him for the summer, and Liverpool, one of the clubs, apparently.
I said blue moon, the sun is shining alone. That in my heart.
You never heard this version? This version they play. Do I like it?
No, I like it. Up tempo. I prefer the older version.
What, the one from Greece?
Yeah, that's the one. Right.
It is
Greece.
Blue Moon tonight as Manchester City beat Arsenal 2-1 at the Etihad to mean they go within 3 points of the league leaders Arsenal with a game in hand that they play on Wednesday, which is live on talkSPORT against Burnley. And if they win that game, of course, they go top of the table regardless of
whose manager is just quoted at the weekend as saying we're just not consistent enough.
Yeah.
Good news for Pep then.
Right, before we go back to your calls, following their crucial 2-1 loss at the Etihad today, Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta spoke to talkSPORT's Alex Crook and was asked if they deserve more from the game today.
100%, and that's the biggest disappointment that we have after the game. We've done a lot of great things in the game and took the game and looked them in the eye and proposed again that they were very uncomfortable with this. We knew that we were going to need moments. Some moments was going to decide that, and they had to go our way. They created some incredible individual moments, and we had the biggest chances of the game, because they were the biggest chances of the game. We didn't put them away, and that was the difference at this level.
Will you watch the Burnley game in midweek? Because I'd imagine it'd be quite agonising knowing that you can't affect the outcome.
It's not in our hands. What I'm going to watch is a lot of games that we have to play, a lot of games that we have played, to give more tools to the team and to win more games.
Is that the key message from today, that this title race is not over? Because obviously their players were celebrating at the end, maybe like they'd already won the league, but there's still plenty of football to go.
There is so much still to play for. We know that. The players were already talking about it.
And what do you say to the players after that? And what did you say to them if they do get knocked off top spot in midweek?
The similar things that we have discussed here, so there is nothing else. I think it's crystal clear.
That was Mikel Arteta speaking to talkSPORT's Alex Crook there after his side's crucial 2-1 loss at the Etihad today, meaning City are now 3 points within the title-charging Arsenal, with a game had against Burnley on Wednesday evening. That if they win, they go to the top of the table. And I think perhaps a lot of people worry that once Man City go top, there's no catching them.
Well, we'll see.
Let's go over to Mark, who's a Man City fan. He was at the game today. Mark, are you going to win the league?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm not getting that far ahead yet. I'm just concentrating on the next game in front of us.
Yeah,
but listen, we're absolutely buzzing. Me and Pabs are just on the way home from the match. I just got to say a few things, right? That lad you just had on, going on with himself about all the way they were celebrating. The whole country, everybody is sick to death of the sheer arrogance of Arsenal fans, right? You've got Piers Morgan we've got the best assembled squad ever in world football. You've got Scott Minto was on here a couple of months ago when City had a dip. And he said, right, all teams, they have a good spell. Chelsea won everything for a bit. United did. City have had their time and now they're finished. And when he said that, I was fuming, and I'm still remembering it now because there's just no respect at all for Pep or for Man City.
Oh, Mark, listen, Mark, if you've listened to this show throughout the season, me and Pards have always said you never write off Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. So it's not across the board.
The City are at the most dangerous when they're on the back foot.
I agree.
When people write us off, it's like, honest to God, Arsenal went into that Carabao Cup final so cocky and so confident. And I just want you to do me a favour, mate. Next time you see Scott Minto, just tell him me and Pab said, have that.
Listen, I think, again, I think you guys and even Pep respect Arsenal. You know they're a good team. So to beat them at the Etihad today in a season where you're chasing them for the league, it's a magnificent result.
Yeah, 100, right, definitely. But I'll tell you this as well. City, they weren't at their technical best today, I don't think.
No, I didn't think Semenyo played very well at all, actually. He had one of his worst games.
Semenyo had an absolute torrid in that first half. He kept missed passes, bad first touches. There was quite a bit of it going on over the pitch. And then and we still beat them, you know what I mean? But let's just got to concentrate on the next game. We've not won anything yet. We're not going to get ahead of ourselves. But we're absolutely buzzing with that. And that's why we celebrated the way we did today. That was massive for us.
And you're in a great position to move forward now, Mark.
Yeah, definitely. I'll keep my fingers crossed, but being a Man City fan, you know what I mean? We remember the bad times. We remember getting beat off Bennett and things like that. So yeah. I'm not gonna. We don't get cocky. We just concentrate on the next game and come on, lads.
Love that. Thank you very much, Mark. He said that the Arsenal fans have been arrogant. Let's go to Adam, who's an Arsenal fan, and see how he feels about those kind of comments. How are we, Adam?
How you doing, guys? You all right?
Yeah, very well. You on the way home from the game? Did you watch the game?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, very frustrating. But what can you do? They're City right there for Middlewell. They just know how to get the job done.
That's exactly it. They know how to get the job done. What is it going to take for Arsenal to get the job done? And you still got time. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The season's not over, but to me, like, as good a season as we have had, I think the season was over before it even begun. With the signings we made in the summer, everyone's saying, yeah, we've got the best squad. Mate, we definitely don't have the best squad. We've carried players most of this season. You look at Martinelli, how many goals has he got this year? Gabriel Jesus, Madueke. You go through the league, there's players like Matoma who get in our squad. Andy Gordon will get in our squad. These teams are, Ismail Sarr at Crystal Palace probably get in our squad. These teams 13th, 14th in the Premier League.
All Premier League teams carry quality. There's no doubt about that.
More so than ever now as well.
Yeah, exactly. And then they pay their money. It's not like they're getting them cheap. They have to pay through the nose for most of them. But listen, I mean, today was a real watershed moment because of the cup final as well. So you got two psychological blows to that Arsenal dressing room. And there were times today when I'm looking at that game and I'm thinking, can they just control it a little bit better?
Yeah.
There wasn't a spell where Arsenal kept the ball for like 25, 20 passes. Do you know what I mean? And when I think about great teams, and Man City did it a couple of times in the game, great teams can do that. They can just take the sting out of the game, get control of it a little bit. But it was always kind of frantic, the game. And
I think that's a good word, especially the first 25 minutes, very frantic.
And that suits a home team. Because when I was manager at Newcastle, if the game was frantic, I've got to tell you, I was uncomfortable because... it's like what's gonna go on. I'm always wanted a little bit more. When we was in control of games, I was like quite happy. But if it did get frantic when I was home, I was thinking, well, we'll probably be all right. It was not comfortable as a manager, but I thought we'd probably come out winning. And 9 times out of 10 we did. Away from home, that same frantic game, we're in trouble here. We got no control, and it's frantic. We could lose this game, and more often than not, we did.
Brilliant call. Thank you very much. Let's go over to our next call. I think we've got Steve, the Arsenal fan. How are we, Steve?
How you going, Madge? Hi, Alan.
Hi,
how we doing?
You know what? It was a good weekend of Premier League football. I know, obviously, as an Arsenal fan, you're probably a bit gutted with the result, but the football's been good this weekend. Even with Arsenal, I thought we played really well.
Yeah, he has been good. I mean, to be honest, mate, I didn't really watch the game. I followed it on the news feed. But I spoke to you and Alan, I think after the Man United game when we lost 3-2 at Yemen.
Yes.
And Alan asked me the rating to give Arteta.
Yes, I remember now.
I said back then, I think I'll give him like a 5 or a 6. He's had his time now. For me, he's had his time. He's had the money. He's had the backing. I think if he doesn't get it over the line this year, he is definitely. I'd rather him. I never want to see anyone get the sack, but I'd rather him walk away and say, "Look, I've tried my hardest. I've been here 6 years. I think it's now time for someone else to have a go."
100%, he's not going to do that. So let's get that clear. He's just not going to do that. He's, his ego and the way he is as a person, I would never do that. But I think if he doesn't get anything over the line, I think he knows probably in himself he'll be under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
He has to deliver the year after. But a lot of people have said he has to deliver this year, and that's a lot of Arsenal fans say that. So. It's going to be very, very difficult, I think, in the summer if this team don't win anything.
Well, I know that Steve's had this opinion, obviously, since he mentioned the Man United game a bit before that. Then, Steve, you must be looking in world football right now at who you'd like to come into the club. Who is it that you would think could do a better job than Arteta?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talk. I watch podcasts and all that, and there's a lot of talk about Luis Enrique going. But, I mean, Alan, can I ask you this question? You've been a manager at various football clubs. If you're not getting the results, are you looking over your shoulder at what the board are thinking and other stuff like that?
Yeah.
How do you see that?
Well, usually what happens if the board upstairs start going quiet on you, that's usually a sign that you're in big trouble. And what I mean by that is the chief executive doesn't contact you as often as he used to. The directors don't start coming to games, et cetera, et cetera. So you sense it, indirectly you sense it. And like, for example, my transfer board team might come to me and say, "Oh, we're getting no backup here about this player. We asked the CEO to talk to him or talk to his agent, and that hasn't happened." So you start seeing signs. What I would say is that this summer, there's going to be some outstanding managers who are going to be very, very cheap because they're out of contract. Glasner, who looks like he could win another European Cup, 3 trophies at Crystal Palace. Wow, what an achievement that'll be. Arola at Bournemouth, who's pulling up trees left, right, and centre. He's out of contract. Silver at Fulham's out of contract. So there's a number of big names available. So we'll see.
Yeah, great call. Thank you very much, Steve. Arsenal fans, 03717223344. And the City fans as well. City fans are like, here we go. We're back. We're having our say.
I wonder, these rumours about Pep leaving is an interesting one because, I've heard them inside the game as well as obviously you've heard it outside the game, right? So there's a lot of speculation about that. I wonder if this little run, this lift that Semenyo and Gahey in particular have brought to the team, whether that's going to...
A new lease of life.
Yeah, persuade him to stay. He looked very energised today.
He looked in love with his team, didn't he?
Yeah. And you do sometimes... And I looked at him and Silva at the end. Silva's leaving, and I'm thinking, is Pep thinking that's probably the right time for me to go? He's been... we've been a great combination. And he made the fans clap him. Did you see that? He kind of made a point of, pointing him out of his performance today, which wasn't his more normal performance of silky little passes. He was more of a grinder today, but he dug in and just showed what a brilliant world-class player he is. But it's interesting to see where that all unfolds as we get to the World Cup.
You listen to the final word on talkSPORT with
Bet Vegas.
Sky Vegas.
Sorry.
You can bet with Sky Vegas. It all starts with
I
a
hit
spin.
the post.
You did hit the post. 18 plus.
Gabriel, bang.
Gambleware.org. I put it to the back of the net because this show
you did actually.
is with Sky Vegas. It all starts
Sky
with a
Vegas.
spin with Magic Parts.
It's a betting company, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Bet Vegas. Sky
Vegas.
50%, right?
It's Sky Vegas on the talkSPORT.
18th placed Tottenham Hotspur, very much down there and scrapping in the relegation zone. Tottenham fans reportedly have called off plans for another pre-match parade to welcome the team bus before Saturday's home game against Brighton.
Last time, didn't it?
Well, yeah, this is all to show a bit of passion and fervour. We're right behind the team, you know, etc., etc. But apparently they're calling it off. A statement by the organisers of Show Up, Sing Up, Stay Up campaign said they were disappointed at calling it off, but they support whatever Roberto De Zerbi sees fit in order for his players to have the best possible preparation. Apparently, De Zerbi decided his players will arrive at the stadium earlier and not by coach so that they avoid fans lining the pitch, as we saw pre the Nottingham Forest game. Is he right, De Zerbi? Do you think? Is he taking the temperature down a bit?
Well, I assume he's got method to his madness. I mean, ultimately, the last time they did the show up, stand up, or whatever it was, didn't work so well, did it? They got beat 3-0 by Nottingham Forest. So I'm not so sure it's been proven to be something that has a proof of concept behind it.
Yeah.
The fans will be behind the players inside the stadium. Now, bless their little cotton socks. Maybe they don't need to be told how important it is to the fans, because it's only important.
talkSPORT. It is Sunday evening, so it's like a Sunday sort of sound of Sunday with Madge and Pards.
A little vibe there.
Did you have a lovely weekend, Pards?
Not bad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
I've been in Borough Market with my daughters.
Oh, very nice.
Having a nice coffee. I went over to Maid of Vale in London. Very nice place.
Very nice place indeed.
Yeah. So I've been busy.
Busy boy. Were you watching any of At Home with the Furies?
No.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, it is his entertainment, isn't it?
Very. But the kids are great.
Well, he's got about 14 of them.
It's a lot of them. Yeah. Would you ever do At Home with the Pardews?
No.
No.
Far too sensible. A cup of tea and a little bit of cake and TV and, going to the garden, a bit of gardening. Not quite as boring as that.
I came home with lemon sponge cakes and the girls were furious. They wanted Victoria.
Yes. Where was the lemon drizzle on that cake, Daddy?
Right, kiddos calls coming in at 03717 22 3344. That is the number. But before we get back to your calls, after a huge 2-1 win against against Arsenal, Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola was asked his thoughts on the game and the title race.
It's a tough opponent, really, really tough. So difficult, and they are alive. They make your game so aggressive, and high pressing is impossible to beat them. And they are really good. We did really, really good things, but they are a fantastic team. And yeah, we'll see. Now we will talk in the locker room, guys. So the only reality right now in front of you is the leader, top of the table is Arsenal. And the goal difference is one goal difference. So far they are better. So we have to do it, but of course that victory gives us hopes, to challenge a little bit longer. But yeah, they are. When people say no, the momentum, maybe they didn't get results lately. They were used all the season winning. But when I'm on touchline and see them, they are extraordinary team. Otherwise, you cannot do what they have done so far.
And that was Pep Guardiola there after his sides.
Being very sincere, wasn't he?
Yeah. Showing respect, I think.
Yeah, I sometimes prefer a little bit of, we deserved it today.
Yeah.
Momentum's with us a little bit. Why not? Not quite Kevin Keegan.
No.
Not quite Kevin Keegan, but more Alex Ferguson. Yeah, we're in it. We'll see what happens at the end of the year. Yeah. Those kind of words. But Pep is a gracious man and a gentleman, and he's played the role there for his partner, who he knows is under pressure a little bit.
I need to ask you a question. Are Manchester City now favourites for the Premier League?
Well, I'd have thought so, yeah.
Is it because of the momentum? Is it because what they've done before?
That and what the cup final win, momentum, done it before. They look like they got better offensive players who can deliver on match day and a big match day as well. And therefore, the points total, where Arsenal always had the edge, always, now haven't got that edge. And
well, they still have until Wednesday because, of course, live on talkSPORT, you can listen to Burnley and Manchester City.
Yeah, and they could slip up there. It's not inconceivable that Burnley, produce a display and a resilience and get a bit of luck and get some kind of result, like a draw maybe. But I still think that at this particular time, and it'll be interesting to see where the bookies go tomorrow. I think most bookies, Sky Vegas being one of them, that probably make Man City favourites.
Absolutely. I believe we've got some calls to go to on 03717 22 Would you like to go to a City fan or an Arsenal fan first, Pards?
Let's go Arsenal first.
Okay, let's go to the phone lines. I think we've got Sage, I think we've got, who's joining us on the phone lines. Good evening, mate.
Yeah, hello, how are you?
Yeah, not bad at all. How are you feeling after that today?
I kind of called you guys when I was fuming originally. I mean, I rang in and everyone's been waiting for this game, been saying for the past couple of months, and everyone's been saying it's decided title, and I'm now out for dinner, and I've kind of decided that I've given up. I think it's just over.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're always going to be second gear with Arteta. He's done such a good job, and thank you to him for the past 6 years, but if we really want to go for it, unless he proves that he's not going to bottle it against Atletico, he's got to do something else to prove it to us.
But don't you see like the year-on-year improvements though with Arsenal that you keep getting closer and closer? Is that not something to keep building on? Because I can tell you as a Spurs fan who's in a relegation battle.
That's the top of the league. I mean,
after sacking Pochettino after getting us to a Champions League final, it's not been good.
I agree with what you're saying, but I just right now, maybe I'm speaking out of motion, but I just don't think it's ever going to happen. It's been a long time. We've been top of the league since October. So
yeah, match day 6.
I mean, come on, like we were 10 points clear about a month ago.
Well, if you beat Bournemouth last weekend, you would have been 12 points clear after that game.
I know. Well, the league is lost in moments, and I think today is the moment we lost it.
That Bournemouth game could be critical, really, because it was I wouldn't say if you look back on the season and Man City win the league, you'd say that was a turning point.
Yeah,
because it was a game you're expecting Arsenal to win, and to come out the other end with not even a draw and get nothing out of the game, and Bournemouth win it in such a manner, and then obviously have to travel up to Manchester City.
Yeah,
on the back of it.
It's been a difficult month or so for Arsenal. The Southampton game, the Carabao Cup final.
And that horrible stat about April, the last 4 or 5 seasons.
Remember, it wasn't right.
But it's still relevant in terms of the 4 or 5 seasons, in terms of the points total that both have gained.
Yes, completely.
Pep Guardiola's treble the points or double the points.
Let's go over to Brett. He's a Man City fan. He was at the game today. Are we, Brett?
Yeah, good. Thanks, guys. How are you?
Yeah, very well. After a scintillating game of football there, watching Man City sometimes, mate, is unbelievable. As a fan, you must be over the moon. You get to watch Doku and Cherky every single week. Yeah. They're unreal.
Yeah, I mean, for a while now, it's been an embarrassment of riches, I suppose. But I wanted to chat a little bit about Arsenal fans. I don't want to be harsh, but listening for the last half an hour, 45 minutes, they're just delusional. I don't understand how they don't get it.
What's their delusion, Brett? Why are they deluded? What is the delusion?
We've all had the benefit of watching City and Liverpool go at it in battles for the title for the last 6-7 years, right? Whenever Liverpool came to the Etihad, they came at us and it was haymaker after haymaker on each other. It's just how it went. They went for it. Listening to these Arsenal fans saying they went, no, they didn't. They didn't get anywhere near the required level to win a title. They were nowhere near it. And the fact that they then go on to say, oh, well, the way City fans were celebrated. I mean, we've been watching Arsenal fans, Gabriel and Saliba, chest bump for a throw-in since November. But that's what we've been doing, and they have the audacity to then say, oh, they're celebrating like they've won the league. The reason they're celebrating that way is because at the start of the year, we dropped points at Sunderland, at Chelsea, home to Chelsea, to Spurs.
For Spurs,
right? Yeah. It was done and dusted as far as we were concerned. That we shouldn't be anywhere near where we are now.
The fact of the matter is, if you win against Burnley, you'd have won 21 games, drawn 7, lost 5, exactly the same as Arsenal. So I think that's a little bit harsh that they shouldn't be there. But I understand your point about those Liverpool magnitude of games that he was having.
You know, this is when they're doing 100-point seasons. It was nobody took their foot off the pedal. I hear what Brett's saying. Brett, do you mind if I bring an Arsenal fan in as well here? Because I want to have an Arsenal reaction to what you're saying about them celebrating, etc. Producer Ross, should we get a Man City fan as well as an Arsenal fan? Let's go get Paul, who's an Arsenal fan. He was at the game as well. Hello, Paul.
Hello, mate. How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, very well. Did you hear what Brett just said there in terms of the celebrations of Gabriel and people's?
Mate, look, I'm sorry. I've got a butt in because I'm driving back from the game. I go to all the games.
Mm-hmm.
Just had a brilliant little altercation with. I think the pronunciation, is it Donnarumma, the goalie's pronunciation?
Donnarumma, yeah.
Yeah, he's just behind me driving. He just stuck his Man City players and the owners can do what they want anyway, break all the rules. But that's another story. I'm driving back. I don't quite like the arrogant approach that we're being given. I think it's a little bit wrong. I think Arsenal fans are far from arrogant. I certainly have endured quite a bit of arrogance from Man City fans over my last 2 meetings with them in the Carling Cup final and the day today. I'm incredibly proud how Arsenal played today. I've driven 4 hours to get up here. I'm driving 4 hours home. I'm proud of them. I think they were fantastic today. I think we created great chances. We hit the woodwork, I think 3 times.
Yeah, 2 or 3 times for sure.
And, mate...
Okay, we're going to have to go there. An updated commentary of Donnarumma. Let's go back to Brett. Brett, you heard what Paul had to say there. Any response?
I think it just validates what I said. He said they were brilliant. They weren't. If you want to win the league, you have to. My thing about Arsenal is their fear of losing greatly outweighs their desire to win.
That's a great comment. That's a great comment.
In a title race, you've got to go for it. They're terrified of losing. They're terrified of it, and ultimately it's holding them back. I think a guy mentioned about Arteta. He'd be happy to say goodbye to him in the summer if they didn't do it. You do think, has he taken them to the maximum that he can? Does it need a slightly different mentality to get them over the line? I'm not saying City will win the league. We might go and drop punts against Burnley midweek. But
it can happen.
We have the benefit of seeing Liverpool. We've seen how it goes. You have to go for it, and they don't.
But that is something that's often said in dressing rooms, and often I've said it myself. That fear of losing is part and parcel of the game.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, if you can't cope with that fear, then you're never going to be victorious in anything that you do.
That's a great call, Brett. Thank you very much.
Putting yourself at risk, and I do think there has been a lack of risk in some of Arsenal's games. That is definitely a tag that you would put against this Arsenal team.
Wow, it's been what day?
But not today, by the way, because I generally felt they up against a very, very good Manchester City side who are really on it in a really vibrant stadium. I thought they performed excellently.
Yeah, it was a great game. 2 top teams on show.
And actually, what a great ending to the season we got. When you look down the league table, and we'll be coming on to the other games shortly.
We're not talking Spurs, are we?
We'll get there down the bottom. We'll talk about that later. But I'm talking about Europe. Look at the chase for Europe.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
It's incredible. And actually, if Crystal Palace beat West Ham, which put West Ham in big, big trouble again, they're going to find themselves 3 points off a European place with a game in hand. Amazing.
Yeah, it's been a crazy season. A reminder, Burnley against Manchester City is live on talkSPORT this Wednesday. Win, and they go top of the Premier League. Coming up next, we'll look back at some of the other games across the weekend, including Spurs, where the signs, encouraging signs, is what Dan Ambrose said last night. You listen to The Final Word on talkSPORT with Sky Vegas. It all starts with a spin. 18 plus, GamblingAware.org.
Ian, Benty, Andrew here. If you had to have a Royal Rumble style fight with all of your talkSPORT presenters, who do you think will come out on top and win?
I mean, straight away my brain went to Brazil. I don't think.
Talking, mate, can't even stand.
Mate, you. Sorry.
Mate,
are you, no, do you what
are you talking
right?
about?
How are you throwing Brazil, him over
You
the top?
don't need to.
It's a Royal Rumble. You have to go over the top rope.
What, to get in it?
No. Right. A Royal Rumble is.
I'm sure you can roll them under the bottom one.
The Royal Rumble rules are you have to throw them over the top rope.
I don't know if that's true.
Joe, am I lying?
So if you weighed a ton,
yeah,
you ain't losing it.
No, because but when you watch old Royal Rumbles, like Yokozuna, for instance, it took about 6 men to throw him over.
I reckon you'd all team up and throw Brazil first.
No, I don't think you would.
Yeah, mate.
I don't think. I mean, Ade would take some.
He's the one.
No, because you can get him out. You could be tussling and you both go out.
You do what with him?
Like tussling wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about Gabby?
He's a big old lump. Anyone who's like.
Who's going first? Jacobs. Hawksby and Jacobs are going top ropes, aren't they?
No, do you know what?
Formula One. It's a sport often seen as insular and elitist, but it's seen a meteoric rise under its owners Liberty Media, not only in popularity and viewership, but in the ability to almost print money. From greater access to more races, here's how it happened. For decades, Formula One was owned and run by one man, Bernie Ecclestone. He was old school, someone who thought the sport itself was enough, and there was no need for all this modern marketing and social media nonsense. But in 2016, Ecclestone agreed to sell his baby to American group Liberty Media. It cost Liberty Media $4.4 billion, and they quickly got to work. We got an F1 app almost immediately, and teams were allowed to show us more from behind the scenes. One of Liberty's most important deals was with Netflix, which in 2019 brought us Drive to Survive. The effect? An almost 70% rise in viewership for races in the US alone. It's massively benefited Formula One online too, with a rise from 7.8 million followers across its social media platforms in 2016 to around 50 million today. New eyes are on the sport too, with F1's own subscription TV channel, which people can watch anywhere in the world. But the main market they've tapped into is the US. There's now 3 races there a year, in Texas, Miami and Las Vegas, and an American-branded team, Cadillac, getting involved in the sport too. More races seems to be the direction of travel. A street circuit in Madrid's being welcomed onto the calendar, while conversations around a Grand Prix in Africa have ramped up in the last few years. More big events could be in the offing too, after the massive F1 75 season launch event in London in 2025. 7.5 million people tuned in to watch it live across the social media channels, and that doesn't include the viewing figures for where it was broadcast on TV in certain countries. It seems Liberty will do whatever they can to grow the F1 brand. Their efforts have been worthwhile too, with Forbes valuing the sport at $17.1 billion back in 2023, almost 4 times more than what they bought it for in 2016. Not bad, considering it's seen as a sport where people just drive around in circles.
Welcome to the Final Word phone in here on talkSPORT with me, Majestic, alongside experienced Premier League manager and former manager of the year, Mr. Alan Pardew. Right now, we're the only place on national radio taking your football calls, so keep them coming in on 03 717 22 3344. But now it's time for the quiz that's more exciting than getting promoted to League One. Yeah, it is the Mystery Footballer Song Quiz. It's simple to play. All you need to do is tell us which famous footballer is linked to these 3 songs. Remember, it can be the clubs he's played for, a nickname, or even a huge clue I've just given you. So, we call him My Selector. Can you get the DJ to play the song tonight, Paz? I'm going to give you the thing. Can you do it in the most sort of like Garage MC voice? Like, DJ, drop the beat.
What am I calling him?
So, My Selector, DJ Kitch, run the rhythm.
My selector DJ Kitch, idiot man.
I'm feeling
Glad all over. Pards knows this one well, doesn't he?
Well, that limits the options a little bit.
Song 2's All About Tonight from Pixie Lott, who was born in Bromley, of all places.
I like Pixie. I ain't seen her for a while.
And song 3, Amy Stewart, Knock on Wood.
Classic tune from back in the day.
So Glad all over. All About Tonight from Pixie Lott, who's born in Bromley.
A song that was brilliant back in the day. Is there like a nickname like Chestnut or something like that? Wasn't it? No.
What do you mean?
Sure, that's what we used to call them when I was younger. Chestnut.
Well, a tune from back in the day that's great.
Yeah.
No,
What do you call
I
it
like that
these
though.
days?
Old school banger. Amy Stewart, Knock on Wood. If you think you know the answer to the mystery footballer quiz with those clues, text us on 81089 or WhatsApp for free on 03717 223344. So it was a bad weekend for Arsenal, but it wasn't much better for Spurs, although Spurs did not lose. However, the other results around Spurs, not good at all for them. Spurs 2, Brighton 2, Nottingham Forest 4, Burnley 1. Let's talk about relegation parts. It looks genuinely like it's going to happen for Spurs now.
Good.
I'm actually worried, really, really worried now.
Well, hold it. Let's go firstly to Leeds United.
I got to
Got
start, yeah.
themselves 39 points. Who we look. There's only like 2 weeks ago we were saying Leeds are in big trouble.
Yeah.
They're not anymore. They got themselves in a great position. Nine wins. Remember I said to you, 10 wins.
Yeah.
Usually does the job. That'll put them on 42. If they get that 10th win, I think they're safe. Nottingham Forest, what a win today. Hat-trick hero.
Should have been at Spurs.
It should have been at Spurs, which is part of where I was going, but you
ruined it for you. Ruined the surprise.
Preempted it. They've got 9 wins. They're on 36. They definitely need another win. They might need 2 because 42 points. Could West Ham get 42 points? That means they've got to get another 10 and Tottenham have got to get another 11. I think it's possible, you know.
It does look really scary.
Unusual in the modern times in the Premier League, but Spurs much improved performance level, although I thought he was very, very fortunate to be leading 2-1. I thought the momentum was with Brighton at that stage.
It was.
And I thought Brighton are going to score in a minute and this stadium is going to just empty. And ironically, an absolute wonder goal, which when you're in the relegation zone, that's what you need. Someone to just come up with something. And I thought it was enough to win it.
Been the story of our season, though, Pards. You had Richarlison get like a last-minute goal against Manchester United to go 2-1 up, and we let a goal in.
Yeah.
We've had, we've had that there. Boys, this is a serious thing. I'm looking down the lens to you. Clip it up, put it on socials, spread it round to everyone. Stop taking your shirts off too early. It's a problem.
Well, when you score a winning goal,
it's not a winning goal, though, is it?
Well,
there's a lot of time to go.
Yeah, no, I actually I didn't phrase that particularly well. When you score a great goal, sometimes they take the shirts off, even if it's the 28th minute of a first half.
But right now, it's like it's a bad omen for us.
Oh, I see.
Keep the shirt on, get the job done.
Go back to the halfway line and see it out.
Cool, let's go again. Because you know what? Unfortunately for Xavi, he hit the post earlier when we went 1-0 up.
Yeah.
He hit the post pretty much straight after. If you've gone 2-0 up there, you've really got a bit of momentum. Then we couldn't hold on. We're saying, well, listen, Brighton are a good team. I've got to talk about Minter. Wow. But I watched that player, and I was like, he scored when he first joined Brighton against us when they beat us, I think, 3-2. And okay, who's got a player here, mate? That guy, I watched him play. He is the next one that all the big boys will be going for.
Well,
in the Premier League, I think.
Sometimes technically he can be poor, but he's got such athleticism and such energy, and he's so quick. I mean, like, do you remember Elanga, who got the move to Newcastle, who actually had a really poor game yesterday for Newcastle? He looked like his pace was off the scale, and yet he's had a really troublesome year. I think he's had a few injuries.
He's had injuries,
but that boy Minter, wow, he is quick, really quick, Doku quick. He is.
No, it's.
But I actually thought Brighton deserved the win. If I'm honest, I know that sounds. I'm not, you know me. I'm not one to like drill you into the ground. But I actually thought Brighton did enough to win that game. So to get the draw I think was probably fair.
I think we did
In the end.
bits and pieces to say that we deserved to win the
Second
game.
half.
Second half, not so much. I think we started off pretty brightly. We had
A couple of little spells. You're lucky you scored it. You scored in that little spell that you had.
Completely.
And of course, then you're going to go on the back foot, which is understandable when you're in the relegation
But
zone.
I bring it back to the fact that I've been arguing this point about Xavi Simons.
Yeah, you
weeks
have.
on end.
You said we need someone to win games.
Yeah.
He does.
And he's got that capability. Don't bring him on after 65 minutes to try and settle into a game. Let him, like he got, I don't know if you watched it, he got smashed to pieces yesterday by the Brighton players, sorry. And you had to keep getting up and go again. Once you feel that rhythm of a game, once you feel the physicality of it, you can really then settle into it. And I thought he did that, and he's got so much ability. With De Zerbi as well, it's a
It was
shame.
a strange moment, actually, because I wasn't at the game. I watched it on TV. And the camera went to Maddison, and all the subs had been made, and he walked down the tunnel. And I thought to myself, but then I actually see him at the end with the players, kind of consoling them, etc., etc. I think that should be cleared up by Spurs, that he wasn't. I don't think he was going to tunnel. I think it was a toilet break.
Yeah, I think
like that.
Maddison isn't that guy.
Yeah, he isn't that guy. But very, very important to see him on the bench. And I think that was the role De Zerbi was playing there. He probably wasn't fit enough actually to play. But just his presence would have lifted the crowd, lifted the team a little bit. It'd be nice to see him in these last 4 or 5 games, wouldn't it? At some, even if he, an impact sub.
What was really sad was Danso actually played really well. And then he has that one little lapse at the end, just kicking into Rose Ed. And it's,
But the problem with centre halves, Madge, and I've had so many centre halves who have been brilliant for 88 minutes.
One lack of concentration.
And then they cost you a goal. And then you play them again, and they do exactly the same thing. They're brilliant for 85 minutes, and then they cost you a goal. And he does look a little bit like that to me at times. He looks like he's got
a mistake in him
or a wrong decision. I do feel for him in that situation.
I really like him, and I think he is.
His heart's in it, isn't it?
100%. I've got a lot of time for him, and I thought yesterday it was unfair that he was the one to give that away, because he did play really well in my opinion.
And sometimes you can make that mistake and you get away with it.
Yeah.
But when you do make that mistake in the position they're in and the situation that you're in, and the finish that happened, it's like, wow.
Yeah, we've not won a league game since 28th of December. Haven't won for the 15 Premier League games. It's an incredible stat. Morgan Gibbs-White scores a hat-trick today, of course, to put Forest 5 points above Spurs.
Right, question, you ready?
Yeah.
Momentum. Score out of 10. Right, this is what I'm going to ask you. What's Leeds got?
Our Leeds have got 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 for momentum.
Forest.
I'm going to say, after that win today, and obviously what's happening in Europe, I'd say 8 out of 10.
West Ham.
West Ham, I'd say probably about a 6 or a 7.
I don't think they're on a 6, mate.
You reckon they're higher than that?
Yeah. I think. What did you see their game, the last game that they played, young man?
I'm trying to remember.
Or are you concentrating on your Spurs team? You're not concentrating on the Hammers.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. But no, again, the momentum and that. They did look dubious though the first half. I watched that game. Wolves, but then they done the job.
They did the job. And the results that they've had recently, and Somerville's playing well, and Bowen's playing well, and the centre halves looking like they've actually got a relationship now.
Yeah.
Shall I do their score? Because I'm going to go and watch them tomorrow.
Go on.
They're at the Palace tomorrow, and Palace are obviously had the cup and blah blah blah. I think West Ham got a great chance at Palace tomorrow, so I'm going to give them a 7.5 out of 10.
I'm just going to the fact that they drew. Well, at the end of the day, drawing with City is a great result at home, But then they lost to Villa. They got knocked out of the FA Cup. They bounced back with a win against Wolves. So I think 7.5 is probably fair.
All right, we're happy with that. What have Spurs got then? After that late goal.
It probably would have went up to 7, but I reckon we're at 5.
5 out of 10.
Yeah.
And Alex Ferguson was always talking to me about getting your team, if you want to have success, if you're at a club where you can't compete with Man United, these are his words, not my words. If you're in that middle section of the Premier League, that's your competition where you've got to finish 12th is like a massive season for you. You must get momentum with you. That's the key. Get a draw, get a win. Don't lose it. Don't lose a game. Just keep notching that momentum up. And if you get 3 or 4 results, that might just be enough to get you out of it.
Well, you mentioned you're going
That's why I did that.
You mentioned you're going to Palace tomorrow. of course, on talkSPORT exclusive, presented by Adrian Durham, commentary from Sam Matterface and former England midfielder Danny Murphy. Any predictions on this game then, Pards?
Well, I think Palace are in such a great place at the moment.
Come on, Eagles!
I think, knowing the manager, I think he's probably looking at a European qualification place because his contract's up. Be brilliant for him as a so I think he'll be pushing that team.
I think it will.
I think West Ham, though, who haven't got a particularly great record at Crystal Palace, I think they get a draw. I think there'll be a draw. I don't want to sit on the fence because I want West Ham to win, if I'm honest, because I want West Ham to survive. So I hope West Ham win, but it could be a draw.
I hope Palace win.
No, you do.
It's only a point in touching distance of West Ham.
They're really, I mean, West Ham are not out of it. No. The momentum they've got, they're still right in it.
Coming up next, we go from the top to the bottom of the Premier League to talk about the top five. That makes no sense whatsoever. Let's sack the producer. We're going to the top of the league as we talk about the top five. Dearie me, Pods.
This is basically what you should have put in that little skit for you is we're talking about Champions League in Europe next.
Would have been easy, wouldn't it?
Come back after the break.
But you are listening to the final word on talkSPORT with Sky Vegas. It all starts with a spin.
Not Sky Bet, Sky Vegas.
No, Sky Vegas. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Bring Klopp in for 12 months, let Klopp be the manager, and let Gerrard shadow him for 12 months. Let him learn from him.
What are you on about?
And then let Gerrard bring in his own team, because every Liverpool fan in the country, and I know they're listening to this now, would love Gerrard and Carragher on that touchline at some point.
Bobby, what are you on about?
You don't think it's happening? It's extreme, but...
What do you mean it's extreme? Jurgen Klopp's not coming to Liverpool for 12 months to teach Steven Gerrard how to be the Liverpool manager. What are you on about?
That's not happening, Bob. It's
What do you mean, why not?
I think.
What do you mean, why not?
Things that have happened in football.
Do you think this is charity?
That have happened in football. No, but I think there's worse things that have happened in football.
Jurgen Klopp is not taking over Liverpool.
No, you ain't doing it.
No, I'm not saying on a permanent basis. I'm saying if he was shadowed.
Bobby.
Don't let Bob talk. Bob,
No, but Bob, we speak to you quite a lot, right? And you normally come out with some decent stuff, but that is absolute guff.
I don't think it is.
No, it is, mate. You're miles off it. You're miles off it. Jurgen Klopp's not going to turn up at Liverpool, come back for 12 months.
Three songs for our song montage for tonight. Mystery Footballer, Glad All Over, All About Tonight from Pixie Lot, and Amy Stewart with Knock on Wood.
Can you find out what year that was, Amy Stewart?
Yep. If you think you know the answer to the Mystery Footballer quiz, text us on 81089.
Because in a previous life, I used to dance to that song. In a previous
life. You wouldn't get up and have a boogie to it now?
Probably not. No, I just sort of move now. Like my...
Just your hips?
My hand.
Just the hands?
Like that.
I think that was from February 1979.
Okay, so I'd have been 18.
Oh,
that was right. I thought it was a big song for me then.
Big song.
Yeah.
1979 is the year my dad went to Ibiza, it tells me. 1979.
Ibiza?
Yeah.
couldn't afford Ibiza when I was 18. No chance.
Yeah,
he's a bit younger than me.
A bit younger than No, you're younger than my dad.
No, really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised he got to Ibiza. I mean, I couldn't afford to go to Ibiza in them days.
I think my dad would have been about 20.
We go down to Chelsea or Chichester or somewhere. Or
no, he's Ibiza.
Margate. He must have been earning.
The electrician.
Of course, he was up the food chain. If you was an electrician back in the day, you were proper earning.
Sparky.
Sparky, yeah. All right, where's the Sparks? He's gone.
He used to tell me that 1979, the album of the year was Off the Wall by Michael Jackson.
Brilliant.
Songs everywhere in Ibiza. And one of the biggest records in Ibiza that summer, Dire Straits' Sultans of Swing. Imagine that. Imagine hearing that in Ibiza and it going off.
Yeah, maybe it was a sort of 4 or 5 o'clock of a cocktail song, maybe.
You think you know the answer to the Mystery Public Quiz with those clues? Text us an 81089 or WhatsApp for free on 03 717 22
The old man, a
3344. Yeah, Sparky Cole. Right. Let's now turn our attention to the top 5. Is the top 5 now done and dusted, Pars? That's the question.
I would say yes, in terms of the quality that's in there. You got Arsenal, Man City, Man United, Aston Villa going particularly well. Brilliant result today. And Liverpool, great result. And we got to speak about young Freddie Woodman. I mean, this kid goes to Liverpool as third choice, really. You know, he's got to be that goalie on the training ground when everyone goes in and Salah wants to shoot for another hour. He's that goalie.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is. So the third goalie's got to stay out there in the, for hours on end, like picking the ball out of his net. I mean, the confidence is, pretty low. And then the first team goalie gets injured. Second team goalie goes in, is doing well, concedes a goal. It's 1-1 Everton. He has to go on to make his Premier League debut in the derby away and gets a clean sheet in terms of the moments when he was on the pitch.
What a weekend for the Woodmans.
What a weekend for the Woodmans. And his father, Andy, manager of Bromley, got promoted. And sometimes this happens. You have a great season, blah, 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 and then a team lose, Notts County lose, and you go up, and you're not even done it on the pitch. Strange sort of way to go up, but it's such a lovely feeling.
I see it come up on the screen yesterday, and I was so happy for him.
Yeah, it'd be absolutely.
I believe the gate receipts at Bromley have gone through the roof since we've supported on this show.
Our backing has been massive for them. But no, the truth of it is he's got the lowest budget of any club in that division.
Wow.
Because they, got promoted last year. The year before he won the FA Trophy, he got promoted. Amazing time he's had there. And I think I'll be very surprised if he doesn't pick up the EFL Manager of the Year award for League Two tonight.
Yep.
And he's still got the League Managers Association dinner to come, where he might be in that, in for the League Manager of the Year, certainly in his division, and maybe overall.
Do you need me to host that evening for you?
Oh, that's big hitter, that one, that LMA event.
Who's the host normally?
Well, we usually bring someone from BBC.
Oh,
no. Gary Roslin or something.
Get the matchman in. Get the matchman in this year. Right, let's take it back to the top 5 because 5th place Liverpool have a 7-point cushion on Chelsea. Mo Salah and Van Dijk with the goals at the weekend. As you said, Freddie Woodman came on and technically kept a clean sheet.
Correct.
6th time in Premier League history, Liverpool have won the derby in stoppage time.
Good header, by the way.
Yeah.
Van Dijk, he's had to hold a few people up. A bit like Haaland with the goal he got, the winning goal we got today. Sometimes it's about your power and stance and strength that you have in your body to hold people off, keep your balance and direct the header. Don't underrate that goal. It was a good goal.
Absolutely. In other results, Aston Villa 4, Sunderland 3. Aston Villa were cruising. They 3-1 up at one point, and I thought it was done and dusted.
Sunderland got legs, though, haven't they?
Yeah,
we kept saying that all year. They got
really...
legs. You can't write them off, Sunderland. And they nearly... And you know what? You haven't seen this, I don't think. Do you know what? 3-3. The striker's got a 1-on-1. The Sunderland striker.
Yeah.
And it's a brilliant save, by the way, because he tries to dink it. And he gets his arm up and saves it, and then they go up the other end and score. I mean, what a year he's had at Aston Villa. And you can't... I mean, that semi-final, what a semi-final. Aston Villa against Nottingham Forest. I'm really looking forward to that game. Brilliant game.
And, for Tammy Abraham to get the stoppage time winner keeps them in such a good place in that top 5 because if they...
Justified the transfer, that one goal, probably. Paid for him, what's that, 100 million minimum, I think, to get in the Champions League.
Now, Chelsea lose for the 4th Premier League game in a row. There was protests outside of the ground at Stamford Bridge yesterday. Chelsea 0, Manchester United 1. Is it worrying times for Liam Rossigna?
Got a lot of Chelsea fans, or I know a lot of Chelsea fans are very disgruntled with the model, the manager, some of the players.
I just don't know what Chelsea are now. It's not like Chelsea.
It's a really kind of bad feeling there. I just think that the guys that are in charge there are not actually quite sure what they're doing. We're
playing soccer ball, Parts. We're playing soccer ball. Come on.
They've got now technical directors in there. They've got football people in there. But when the decisions are being made, I think they're still sticking to this model. And I know they've made noises that they're going to bring in experienced players, etc., etc. Well, we'll wait and see on that. But they played okay yesterday. I thought it was a little bit unfortunate actually to lose that game. They was okay, but only okay. They're miles away from
the Chelsea
Hazard,
that we know.
Drogba, the John, that team, miles away.
Yeah, it's like I said. I look at Chelsea and I just don't know what they are. And the problem is with that, if you're a Cole Palmer and you're at Chelsea, because we know what Cole Palmer can do and he can offer when he's at his best, he'll be looking elsewhere.
Well, you got the situation. They've played 33 games. They've got 48 points, which is the same as Bournemouth and the same as Brentford.
Yeah.
I mean, if you'd have said that at the start of the year, the World Club champions, you'd have gone, no chance.
Well, there was one point in the season we talked about them being in the title race.
That's right.
So, yeah, it's doesn't...
Lost. That's their form. No momentum. Remember, I keep telling you about that momentum one.
Does that maybe help Spurs if they got to go to Stamford Bridge and Chelsea aren't Chelsea that we know?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Bit of hope there for you.
Chelsea going to relegate us. Jason Cundiff's going to wear a mask. It's going to be horrible.
They're not.
I'll just get ready for it. 03717 22 Next, we're going to be giving our final word on the weekends, actually. We want to hear from you and your views. The phone line's open on 03717 22 3344. Call us right now. We need to hear from you next on the final word on talkSPORT.
Am I right in thinking, Simon, Andoni Iraola, in the past, he's someone who's caught your eye? Down at Bournemouth, you've been impressed.
Can't not do, can you? I mean, he's done a remarkable job at times. I mean, predecessors of his did remarkable jobs contextually, but he's elevated it even beyond that. The style of play, the manner in which they put some of the biggest teams into their box. They've had players repeatedly sold from underneath them, and yet still managed to produce a talent pool. They've had players sold at the beginning of the seasons, players at the middle of the seasons, and yet the guy has worked the oracle. He started slightly tentatively, didn't he? Because obviously you saw the Gary O'Neill situation where he got bounced out of Bournemouth and everyone thought that was an injustice. This guy came in, couldn't win a game. Gary went over to Wolves. Wolves beat Bournemouth inevitably in that particular game, and everything was looking like a particularly dark day. But he's been brilliant for Bill Foley. Bournemouth's been brilliant for him because it's given him a passage into the Premier League and shown an opportunity to show his trade.
Yeah.
But he looks to me like a manager that's going...
Good evening. It is the final word phone in here on talkSPORT with me, Majestic, alongside former League Manager of the Year, Mr. Alan Pardew.
Ex-Southampton manager who's got a massive game next Saturday.
Ex-Southampton manager who have a huge game next Saturday.
FA Cup semi-final.
Going to be a big in that one.
Yeah.
Just to have your Manager of the Year award Is it up somewhere? Where is it up?
No, it's up. No, just it's in the office somewhere.
Just somewhere?
Yeah.
Can you not put it on a chain and walk around like Mr. C?
No. And actually, the award that year was like a glass, like a fish bowl. I should put a really nice fish in it, shouldn't I? No, I should do. But no, it's tucked away.
I thought you'd have it on display with pride.
No, I'm not really one of them.
Huh?
No.
I would.
You get a nice cake there.
What, for winning?
No, if you come around my house.
Is it
you
cake?
don't see no memorabilia, but you get a nice piece of cake.
Okay. What's on the cake of the moment?
Well, I do like a bit of lemon drizzle.
Lemon drizzle.
Enough we talked about that. And I like angel cake, which is an old thing.
It's an old school one, angel cake.
That is old school, which your dad would like, not so much yourself.
No, I like angel
you like
cake.
it. It's the cream bits in the middle that are nice.
Very, very good indeed.
Nice. Chocolate Swiss roll.
037172234. Before the phone lines are now open. Let's go. Would you like Spurs or West Ham first?
I'm going to Amherst tomorrow. Let's speak to a West Ham fan. I want to know.
Irons. Let's
Come on,
go.
you Irons.
Let's go to James. West Ham fan joins us. How are we, James?
I'm good. How are you, Stu?
I am worried as hell, my friend, as a Spurs fan.
I must admit, I was just saying to your producer that I think this is one of the most enjoyable Premier Leagues there's been in a long, long time.
Been interesting, isn't it?
The relegation race is going right the way down to the wire. The actual championship's going right the way down to the wire as well.
Yeah.
I think every other season, normally it gets to this time of year and it's like,
it's done.
Well, they're going to win it. They're going to be in the Champions League. They're going down. And this season, it just seems like, I mean, I know that tomorrow, like at Christmas, you'd have said Wolves would have been relegated a long time ago.
Yes.
And yet, still, West Ham, I know if we get a point on Monday, they go down. But, like, we're in April now, do you know what I mean? And there's still not
a
even
lot of
a
jeopardy. There's a lot of jeopardy around.
Yeah, and it's almost, I think, like, I've taken a big interest in the Championship because the jeopardy that runs with it is so interesting. And I think this year the Premier League's finally becoming interesting again. I think it's been pretty drab especially since the introduction of VAR and everything like that. You can't celebrate.
Can I just come on to a point that you're bringing up there, which I think is really important for American owners of football clubs in this country now, that relegation is a very, very good thing. They don't actually like it. It's not their model. They like to have a certain income. So there you have a franchise and no one goes down and up. We've now got the flavour of Coventry next year coming in. Different set of fans, different team. Frank Lampard reborn as a manager. Superb. You can't. That's what makes the Premier League. Don't ever forget it. Because a lot of American owners of football clubs in the Premier League who want no relegation. Trust me, there is.
James, big game tomorrow night at Selhurst Park. How are you feeling going into that?
I feel going into every game that I think we should do well. We've got the ability to do well, and I'll watch it from behind the pillow.
That's how it feels right now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
James, who's going down? Spurs or West Ham?
Go on.
Oh, he's gone.
James?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, he's thinking. He's thinking.
James, who's going to go down?
I think I've got to say Spurs are going down, and I think if Spurs go down and Arsenal don't win the league, I'll quit football.
Really?
I'm a happy man.
That was the best, as good as it can get.
I think Spurs will go back up either. I'll tell you that now.
I tell you something, James. I'm not 100% sure we will. I think it's such a difficult league, the Championship. Thank you very much, James. Let's go and get a Spurs perspective. Matt joins us. All right, Matt?
Hello, gents. All right?
Apart from the fact we're in a relegation fight, Matt.
Yeah, I know. I have got a few positives to take out of the last couple of games.
Yeah, there have been, isn't there?
Yeah, well, one, Kinski's got his confidence back.
Yes.
So he's looking all right. Simmons turned up, last game, and we looked all right going forward. We actually managed to score some goals. But the more left field one is the fact that Romero's out for the rest of the season. I think that's going to help us tremendously. I think we're much better without him. I think he's an absolute liability. He's either a complete charlatan or, an irresponsible moron, or I think he's probably both. So hopefully...
Let me get Pards in this one, Matt, because Pards has always said this about Romero.
We never have an argument, but we had a disagreement over Romero at the start of the season when I said to you, I don't like that type of player. For me, he's confrontational. He looks too emotional. Yeah. He plays like it. and it can make a team edgy, and he can create upset. And I think I think he's absolutely right.
We all got booked. There's 3 players at the back booked against Sunderland, and I think that was his influence over the back line. I think he made them a bit, sort of like you said, edgy, and made silly mistakes and got them booked. He doesn't keep his head. I mean, I feel like Danzo made the mistake.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Danzo's a bit more solid, and I think Van der Ven plays better alongside someone like that.
Yeah.
So, when Van der Ven goes forward, there's someone behind him covering him.
Yeah.
And I think Romero's more likely to go charging up with him or do something stupid. I mean, quite frankly, if Romero was playing that game against Brighton, he could easily have gotten sent off or done something stupid in that game anyway. So I think hopefully he's out for the rest of the season. He has a reasonable World Cup with Argentina, and we can flog him to Real Madrid.
Yeah, that is every chance of that happening. He'll probably be the best centre half at the World Cup and get himself a great move. That's...
But Matt, are we going down?
Well, it depends what we do against Wolves. If we turn up against Wolves and put like 3 or 4 past Wolves and get a bit of confidence going forward.
And momentum,
yeah. Because, I mean, at the back, yeah, now Vicario's the other one I don't want to see in the Spurs shirt ever again as well. I mean, there was this statistic up the other day that like he was responsible for like 60-odd% of our goals.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't think he's the worst keeper in the league by a long shot. So now he's gone. I think if Kinski holds his place, I think if the back line stays solid and we can get scoring again, I think we can turn Wolves over. I think we can turn Leeds over at home because the crowd will be behind us again. And then maybe if they were a bit distracted by the UEFA Cup, and they maybe have looking to rest a few players, or perhaps they've had a bit of a hard time against Forest, we can maybe nick a point against Villa. I mean, Chelsea aren't looking all that. I mean, we could always...
Can I just say two things, right, which worry me about Spurs? One, you're talking about Van der Ven. He's formed for me. When I looked at him the other day, I was a little bit disappointed in him.
Yeah.
He looks like whether he's confidence or I don't know if he's unsettled, but I don't think he's at the top of his game. And Kingsley didn't impress me, by the way.
No.
I've got to say, he didn't impress me in that goal.
You felt that there's a mistake there?
No.
We know there is.
Some of his positional play, there was times when there was efforts at the goal where I thought he was in poor positions. That was just me looking at the game from the TV. So I still think you've got issues at the back. You're going to need to score goals.
Yeah.
You do. I mean, no, that sounds ridiculous, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
you need to score 2. You need to score 3 maybe to win games. That would be how I see it.
It's such a worry.
Good luck, Madge.
I'm going to need it. 03717 222 Connor's an Arsenal fan. He joins us on the show. How are we, Connor?
Hello. How you doing?
Not bad, mate. How are you feeling now? The dust has settled a bit.
I'm fuming. Fuming. Oh, my God. Majestic, Alan, pleasure to be on the show. But after today's performance, Arteta has to go. Seriously.
Done. You're done. You're done now, Con.
Connor, what was the thing that bothered you most about the performance? What was it? What was the things that...
It's just negativity yet again. I've been seeing this for months and months again. I've been saying it. Just the fact that we was on for the quadruple, and the fact that we lost in the League Cup, lost in the FA Cup, lost in the league now. Now City are going to win it, no doubt. And the fact that PSG and Bayern are yet to come in the Champions League final, there's no doubt we all know what's going to happen there. The fact that he's gone from a quadruple to nothing.
Well,
not like this, Con. This could be the moment. This could be the moment where it all changes for Arteta, and you get the job done, and the head doesn't go, and you go and win the Champions League, and you win the league. You win a double. You could do that. It's still in your hands. It's still in your capabilities to do it.
Yeah, it's possible.
Seriously, and if City don't beat Burnley.
Oh, they'll beat Burnley. They'll definitely beat Burnley, but they got some tricky fixtures coming up.
Of course they will. And then what happens when Atletico or PSG or Bayern turn us over in the Champions League?
See,
then what happens then?
Yeah, I mean, Connor, the problem that I really think is a problem now is that, ironically, the semi-final of the Champions League, those 2 games in between Premier League games are going to be so difficult. I mean, he's the worst manager you could possibly have in semi-finals. The Atletico manager, he's like, wow, full on. Their team are so aggressive. You could lose players in those 2 games.
Yeah, I agree with
to
that.
Injury.
Completely agree with you. He's probably the worst. He could probably break football this game. The way that Arsenal are playing at the moment,
Yeah.
and the way Atletico are playing, it could be a negative 0-0 with a penalty shoot. I can't even imagine.
Unless Griezmann pops up. Yeah, that's the difference. They've got Griezmann in that team. And Lorenzo, 2 good
the
players.
last
Then.
few months, guys, can you agree that Arsenal over the last few months have been awful to watch?
Yeah, it's not been a good watch.
I'm a big fan. I'll go and watch them, and I'll watch them at home and whatever. But they have been awful to watch. Like under Wenger, we were playing tiki-taka football, great football, right? Even win or lose, we would play good football regardless. Like you go back and say, it was all right. Under this, it was like set piece, Stoke FC.
Yeah.
You don't want to. That's not Arsenal. That is not Arsenal.
It's not Arsenal's DNA, that's for sure. Thank you very much, Connor. Coming up next, before we hand the baton over.
Connor could have gone on for another 20 minutes, so he was ready to go.
But we look at the time.
Well done, Connor.
Before we hand the baton over to the Transfer Express team, we will reveal the mystery footballer and talk clubs in crisis. You're listening to the final word.
Crisis?
Yeah, phoning on talkSPORT with Sky Vegas. All your favourite games, all in one place. 18 plus. Gamblingaware.org.
The debate goes on, the hair-pulling debate goes on, because Manchester United, we now learn, plan to appeal against the red card given to Lisandro Martinez for pulling the hair of Leeds United striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Here's the thing, for the dismissal to be overturned, United have got to successfully argue to the FA that Paul Tierney made an error in sending Martinez off. Going to get Danny's take on this, because this isn't going to finish yet, not anytime soon. Michael Carrick said this about the sending off and the incident.
Shocking decision to send Leach off. It's 2 games in a row we've had decisions like that go against us, but that one I have to say was one of the worst I've seen. So you can elbow Lenny Oro for the first goal in the side of the head, leaning on obviously.
Go on, Bards. He's dropping his shoulder.
I see the guy
Jim Skin
doing a double shoulder drop, and it's actually a good move. It's an easy move for an old man.
Jim Skin.
You just double tap it.
Glad all over, all about tonight, and Amy Stewart, knock on wood. And the answer to the mystery footballer, of course, was
the League Two Manager of the Year. Not yet, but in about an hour's time, Andy Woodman.
Andy Woodman, who's a good friend of the show. Oh, there he is. Look, he's got the gnashes in and everything. Looks $1 million, the man.
Oh, yeah, the turkey teeth. Yeah, had them done.
He's looking the
He's on
part.
the jabs. He's got the teeth done. That's what happens, when you're a bit of success, you get all that, all that going on.
Looks a bit Jurgen Klopp-like, doesn't he?
Yeah. It does a little bit heavier.
Of course.
It's twice the size of Jurgen.
Yeah, for sure. That was Andy Woodman. He's had a great weekend. His son
He's
played.
at the EFL Awards tonight, and I think he'll pick it up. Be interested to see what other awards. Certainly Leicester won't be getting an award, will they?
Is there an after party of the awards tonight?
No, usually I just have a few drinks in the bar and a few, pats on the back, and I knew you would do it and all that sort of
Should we
chat.
go over there afterwards?
We could have.
Should we pop in?
Got a big day tomorrow.
What are we doing tomorrow? What's going on? We got golf?
No golf tomorrow. No, I've got moving day tomorrow.
Oh, moving, big boot move.
Removals.
I'm flying to Ibiza tomorrow.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Which part of Ibiza are you going to?
Do you know what?
Ibiza town? We don't know.
Yeah.
San Antonio?
I'm in a villa in the middle of nowhere.
Okay. Well, you're doing some gigs though, right?
No gigs. Doing a
a holiday.
Doing a writing camp.
Pardon?
A writing camp.
A writing camp? What the hell's that?
Load of producers and singers, songwriters go away
Oh.
and write music in a different place.
Bit like the Rolling Stones did. You used to go to south of France and all that.
Correct.
Ah, so you're trying to feed off each other.
Exactly, get the vibes.
Nice.
So many people got the mystery footballer right. But the first one was Ash, the Newcastle fan, said Bromley's promotion was a tremendous achievement. Jill, our final word OG, said, Mad sending you some positive vibes. Sire Pards. Oh, and we're third. That's Man United, by the way.
Yeah.
And from Steve, boys,
Clear
could you
from
wish...
Jill.
This is from Steve. Said, boys, could you wish my baby Jack an amazing second birthday? Plus Collyhurst Youth playing Salford City today and my boy Charlie, man in the match. There we go. Baby Jack, happy second birthday. And Charlie playing against Salford City today for Collyhurst Youth. Got man in the match. Well done to you, Charlie, and happy birthday to Jack. Right, we've got to talk about your former club, Newcastle United, man. Booze at St James's Park as they lose 2-1 against Bournemouth. It's Newcastle's fourth defeat in a row in all competitions. What's going on, Pards, mate?
Yeah, they just, they've just lost their mojo, haven't they? Lost 15 games now.
Momentum?
Yeah, no momentum. And won 12.
What number would you give their momentum?
Definitely a 4 and a bit.
4 and a bit.
Yeah. I'll put them lower than Tottenham at the moment. So, obviously, the problem you got at Newcastle, there's a lot of media up there, but you got a particular media pack, and that's their life is Newcastle. There's not really much else to report up there. And unfortunately, they, when the fans start turning a little bit and disgruntled, they go with them. They don't give a counter argument. And I see all them big Luke Edwards in the Telegraph and all these people, George Corkin, all started digging Eddie out. They were all Eddie's great big fan club. But now Eddie's seeing the other side, and I see that. But I think, I hope that they stick with him. I don't think the transfers in the summer have been the problem.
Well, they lost Isaac. This is the first season without Isaac.
Yeah, and
you've got to take that into account.
But that transfer window hasn't worked out. Elanga or Votamada, they just haven't produced. And I think let's talk about that midfield three, right? Which we said probably is the one of the best midfields in the Premier League,
correct.
Right? Tonali, Gamaras, Joelinton, right? But they've had a few injuries in there. They're not played together all the time. But I think those three in particular have gone, what's going on here? I think that's the mode they're in. They're a little bit like, what
is this?
When Isaac, what have we done? What have you given us at the top of the pitch?
Yeah.
So I think there's a bit of that going on. I still think Eddie Howe's a great manager. He's had to come out fighting, which is unusual for him. He usually kind of, plays quite passive role as a manager, but he's come out fighting, and I had to do that a few times, and I'm glad he's done it because he's got plenty to defend. European trophy,
Are you glad all over?
Pardon?
Are you glad all over?
What do you mean by glad all over?
Glad all over.
No, you're glad all over. You got there's serious business up there, and and like the fans are desperate to be in that top six. They thought they'd, when the PIF group come in, they thought that was it. They've cracked it now. They're going to be the biggest club in the world, except they've got the greatest support in the world. Now we've got the most money. We'll be no problem. But of course, the financial restraints.
Strange that. I still can't get my head around why Newcastle can't spend money.
Yeah, and we still got these. I know Man City, look like they're going to be leading the league on Wednesday morning, right? It's Tuesday of the game, isn't it?
No, Wednesday evening, Thursday morning.
Thursday morning, they should be winning the league, right? Or top of the league. And we still got all these, charges against them, which we keep.
Alleged.
Which have just gone nowhere again. Where has all that gone?
Allegedly.
And of course, so there's a lot of frustration at Newcastle. They're not playing well. Some of their players look like they want to get away. It's a real transitional period, and I for one, really am with Eddie.
Stick with him.
And I hope, I hope they give him time to sort it out.
Look down that camera and tell your Toon Army.
Yeah.
No, that one over there.
That one.
Yeah. No, I think you might be right. Just
that one there?
Yeah. I forgot it. Look down the lens and tell the Toon Army to stick with Eddie Howe.
Toon Army, I hope you trust me. With the 5 years I went there with tremendous financial restraints that we had. We did a reasonable job. Eddie's done a great job. European trophy winner. Very, very difficult time in that dressing room on a number of reasons. Not all his fault. And I want you to stick with him. Stick with my man, Eddie.
League Cup trophy winner. And got him into Europe.
Sorry, yeah, exactly. Two things. And the European campaign this year was a decent one, but there was always going to be difficult to transfer back to the Premier League.
And again, as I say, when you lose a player as in form and important to you as Isaac, it's so hard to look at Spurs. The first season of that Son and Kane, they look like they're going to get relegated. It's bad. So you're saying stick with Eddie Howe. Newcastle, what do you reckon? 03717 22 3344. Give us a message. Toon Army, give me a message right now on the WhatsApp or the text 81089. I want to read out some of those messages. See what you make of Pards. There, another club in complete crisis. Could it be relegation to League One? 10 years ago, they did the unthinkable. They won the Premier League.
Which is like, it was like a tsunami coming to the Premier League, Leicester winning the league, and no one see it coming. It just suddenly burst onto the scene. They won on Man City. I remember winning at Man City, thinking, how have they done that? And then they won the league, Vardy and all that. And now look where they are. Incredible turnaround. And I just can't. Unless you're in there, unless you're in that technical director, manager, owner, or whatever, because I've had a few managers go in and out of the building, by the way. How has this happened? How have they ended up like this?
We need to hear from Gurinder. We've not heard from Gurinder in ages, have we?
No. And someone in the team today said something like 8 or 9 of the players that started the game had played in the Premier League.
Wow. That's an incredible stat. As I said, 10 years
ago. This is the problem that you're going to find if Spurs do go down, is how motivated are the players who are more than good enough to get you out of the Championship, but have they got the fight to go 46 games in that division? It's tough league.
The phone lines are open, and we are open to everyone on this show. We got a West Brom fan, Pods.
Okay.
Should we go to Damien? Hello, Damien.
I'm well.
Good evening, lads.
Very good indeed. It's the final word. Time for you to have your say, Damien.
Yeah, so I just want Alan Pardew's views on what's happening at the Albion. James Morrison doing really well, getting us away from the relegation zone. Does he think that Mozza should get the job? The whole PSR thing, I've got my views on our ex-owner, but I could tell you that in the pub, not live on air. And where he sees the Albion going next season. As an ex-manager, you've got some say, and your opinion should be respected.
Well, obviously, it was a very difficult time for me, Damien, at West Brom. It was the ownership was a mess, really, the contracts, and we went down, etc., etc. So it wasn't a happy time for me. But I do know the club, as you'd imagine, and I think James Morrison was an inspired kind of choice. I think he's done particularly well. I had a couple of conversations with people in and around the club when he was appointed, and I think it's a great choice. And when you look at the league table now, I think West Brom are definitely going to make it. And now it's a point of, like, this summer, there needs to be some help in that football club. Maybe some reinvestment. So, maybe something positive, I think, for West Brom fans. It's been a very, very difficult period.
Do you think that Mozza should get the job?
Yeah, I do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What about the whole PSR?
Well, I know from my time there that it was, so the contracts were a mess, and some players were signed with free transfers if we got relegated, or low fees if the club got relegated, etc., etc. So I'm hoping that some of those contracts are a little bit clearer now, and that they can sort out the mess and get yourselves back on track.
All right, gents, thanks very much for your time. Have a good evening, both
Thank
of
you, Damien.
Damien, good luck.
Travel safe, my friend. See? all the clubs around the EFL and the Premier League, even the ESPL
He's done
and
great.
the WSL. We've got it covered in this show.
Yeah, Morrow's done a great job there at West Brom since he's been in there, and power to him. Well done, fella.
03717223344 is the number for TalkSport. Make sure you save it into your contacts. You can send us WhatsApps. You can call us on the final word. And you can listen to our daily podcast as well. Our podcast goes out tomorrow, Pods, in the morning.
Our Sky Vegas podcast, is it?
I don't know if the no, just Sky Vegas for this one. We get on the podcast.
Can we get some sponsorship for our podcast, please? Sky Vegas are not sponsoring us for our podcast, but we are available for a sponsorship.
Early tomorrow morning, you'll be able to pick up the Imagine Pods podcast.
But it was I like to think that we've helped a few Arsenal fans with a bit of therapy. We've given them a bit of hope. It's not all doom and gloom. There's plenty of time left. Absolutely. And Man City fans, we've parted with them.
Yes.
We've well done.
As Sam Matterface rightly said yesterday, this show is like therapy. After a bumper weekend of sport, there's only one place to be on Monday morning, and that's the TalkSport Breakfast Show with Jeff Stelling and Super Ali McCoist.
Don't forget TalkSport tomorrow night at West Ham. Yeah. Against Crystal Palace. Down at Selhurst.
And then Arsenal Invincible, Martin Keown joins Jim White and Simon Jordan from 10. Popcorn at the ready.
I don't think he's going to be happy, is he? He'll be miserable as usual.
But if you need some music in your life, swipe across on the TalkSport app to the Virgin Radio Breakfast Show with Chris Evans. And there's huge Premier League games across the TalkSport network this week, including Burnley against Manchester City, which could see Manchester City being top of the Premier League and Arsenal not being top for the first time since game day 6. Wow. Can you believe it? Download the brilliant TalkSport app to hear all of the action. The final word returns next Sunday. But up next is one of the best shows on radio, and especially the network. The Trans-Europe Express steamrolls into the TalkSport station next. From me, Imagine in Pods.
It's a very, very good night.
Maguire in a bit of trouble, or his mouth has got him in a bit of trouble, Simon. The Manchester United defender, of course, now hit with a one-game suspension. He misses the match for United at Chelsea on Saturday. The FA ruled that he swore at the fourth official, Matt Donoghue, following his sending off at Bournemouth last month. Maguire missed Monday's defeat to Leeds, serving the suspension for that red card, but he'll now be banned for an additional game. Now, on the language that was used, the FA's written reasons confirmed that the fourth official, Donoghue, claimed Maguire shouted as he left the field, "You're a joke. You're all an effing joke." Maguire insists he didn't insult the fourth official, instead claiming he said something along the lines of, "It's an effing joke." The independent commission sided with the fourth official. They actually asked for a 2-match ban, but in mitigation, which included Maguire's character, it meant they settled on 1.